microphone. Okay. Hello everyone, can you guys hear me? Let me confirm first, like if you can hear me or not. Give me a 5x5, and after that we'll start tape reading. How are you guys doing today? I can see everything is good here, so I believe you can hear me. Okay, that's cool. Okay, thank you, Robin. What's up Mohammed? Duke, what's up? Reja, what's up? Good, my G, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I've been pretty busy making mentorship content so far, so yeah, that's why I couldn't stream, but hopefully I will continue it. So we are looking at Nasdaq. Okay, we'll start. And before I start, okay, I never asked you guys, like, where do you guys watch me from? Like, what's your country? Let me know in the chat. I think most of my viewers are from USA. That's what I saw on my YouTube stats. Netherlands. Nick, you are from Netherlands? I thought you were from USA. Pakistan. Yeah, it's good. Dubai. Germany. Uzbekistan. Really? I never thought someone was gonna watch me from Uzbekistan. Algeria. USA. India. Dallas, Texas. Okay, we got people all over the world, from all over the world. Poland, Atlanta, Greece. Really? Oh my god, Greece? Amsterdam, Panama. Yo, that's so cool. Russia. Sri Lanka. Damn, like, we got people from all over the world. Is there anyone from Uganda? Because I never saw any person watching me from Uganda. So let me know if anyone here is from Uganda. That's the aim, to reach all the way to Uganda. Ethiopia, Africa. Damn. CK, you are crashing it. You're watching me from Ethiopia. I appreciate it. South Africa. Born in Uganda, migrated to USA. Okay, we got him. Pat P is from Uganda. Okay, so we are now all over the world. Okay, so we're gonna start our stream. Thank you guys for watching me. And from Israel, free Palestine. Okay, free them. Now we have okay, enough talking. Now we'll be tape reading Nasdaq, specifically this one pair, and we'll be looking at, like, I'm not gonna do the whole analysis today, but I'm gonna keep watching 3-minute and 1-minute charts specifically, because here you can see we have a breaker, right? This is a breaker. Price basically did stop hunt, and we are running inside a macro that I don't basically use. It's 1250 to 110. Okay, because we have a macro running on at 120 to 140, so I don't basically look at 1250 to 110 macro much. So anyway, this is a setup. I'm not gonna take it, and I didn't, but it was kind of like a plus setup. This is our buy side liquidity. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about why this setup specifically is a plus setup. Okay, because if you drop down to the 1-minute chart, you'll be like, it's so choppy, right? But it is not. If I take you on 3-minute, it becomes a lot more clear. You guys can see price had relative equal lows down here, right? And price continuously generated buy side liquidity up here, equal highs, and it didn't clear it out. Rather, it moved towards sell side, right? Cleared out the sell side. Now I'm gonna tell you guys why this is a plus setup. Now look close. I always talked about this, like when price is near to the breaker, and then price is not going above the breaker. This is the breaker here, this bullish candle, and we got equal highs up here. So that's A plus setup to me, like the A plus setup. When price does this, like that means what? Price came up here, stopped here, generated more strong buy side liquidity, right? Because of this week. Look at here. And then we had a fair value gap down here. Price came down, filled the fair value gap. So how would have I took an entry here? As soon as I saw like this candle closing, I will not buy here. I'm gonna buy at the next candle, because that's what's showing me support. Look at the next candle. It opened here, it then dropped down to this BC, right? And basically this is where I would have taken an entry, and it's one of the most powerful setup when it comes to the breaker. When price is coming up to the breaker after clearing out all the liquidities from sell side and generating more and more buy side liquidity, it becomes very, very strong. And we got a breakaway gap, I believe, here. Let's see if it gets filled or not. This is gonna be our target, okay? And what I wanna see is like when price is going towards the buy side liquidity, we know that 120 to 140 is a reversal macro, right? So if price is going towards this liquidity level, then I wanna see price generating equal lows when it's moving towards this specific price level right here, which is coming at 17,073. And if I take you guys on the weekly chart, you guys can see that we already hit this weekly fair value gap. The folks who have been watching me and watched me this month, this is what was our target to reach for this this fair value gap. What I remember, like last time I streamed, we were near to this breaker. I told you guys that we had a SMT up here. Okay, so this is our target. Price hit it. So what I'm gonna do right now is like I'm gonna measure this level, because we have a reversal macro coming in, 120 to 140, right? So I didn't take any trade today. That's why I'm streaming on PM session. Usually I don't trade PM, but today looks interesting as we hit this fair value. I wanna see what price does. I want to see like if it's making the all-time high, right, going above this fair value gap. If it's going above this fair value gap is turning into an inversion, right? So price can easily get support from this inversion and hunt liquidity up here. So that's what I'm going to be watching, and that's what I found very interesting for this PM session. And our best reaction from this fair value gap will happen from the midway of this weekly fair value. Now I'm gonna drop down to the 1 minute chart, and price is coming back down to the breaker again, right? This is all of this up close candle, basically all of this is our breaker, and we got this fair value gap. Price generated more equal highs, right? It came up, hit this order block that you guys see here, then it dropped down. That means what? Price generated more equal highs. So if price is still hovering inside this BC at 120 to 140, I'll think about taking a trade right down here. If price is coming down, clearing out this sell side liquidity from here inside our macro, I'm gonna take it. If price is not doing that, rather moving towards the buy side, I'm just gonna watch. Okay, so that's the whole view, and that's what we're gonna be watching, like what price does once it clears out this buy side liquidity and hits the midway, basically, of the weekly fair value gap. I believe the midway is here. Let me double check. Yes, the midway is here. And that's what I would like to see getting hit. Okay, we'll also be looking for a long opportunity. As I told you guys, if price is still hovering inside this BC and the breaker here at 120 to 140, this will still remain to me as a plus setup. There's a breaker on 32nd. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, we don't have a breaker. Why I'm telling you guys that I want to see price coming down here? Because it generated equal. It better not be SMT. Let me double check. Okay, with other pairs. Let me double check. If it's SMT, then we are going towards buy side. If it's not, If all three indices generated the same relative equal low, then I believe price will come down at 120. So this is Dow. Let's look at 1 minute chart. Do we have a SMT? We have an implied fair value gap here on Dow, right? As you guys can see, this candle weak and this candle's weak covered each other. Okay, so we have relative equal low down. This is not a SMT, right? As far as I can see, as you can see, like Nasdaq made relative equal lows down here. ES made relative equal lows. Seems like Dow went below the swing low here, right? So let's see. As I told you guys that I'm not gonna be looking for a trade until we are getting inside the time where I believe I will have something, and the time is 120 to 140. So let's see. Okay, if price left, now that price left this fair value gap, sorry, equal lows down here, what I believe will happen, like price is clearing out this buy side liquidity, going a little bit above, and then coming down sharply, because we have multiple relative equal lows down here, and it is not a SMT. When relative equal lows becomes a SMT, it becomes a low probability target. When it's not a SMT, it becomes a high probability target. So let's move to 1 minute chart. We got inversion here, as you guys can see, because price closed the candle's body above this fair value gap, right? This is one of the powerful inversion. Now let's mark it out. I want to see price going towards buy side. This is our target. So let's see what happens, folks. Okay, I'm not gonna take it, but that's what I believe. Price is going towards buy side. If you are taking this trade, then your stop loss can be like below this low or below this order block. If I was taking it, I would put it below this order block right here and target for this equal highs up here. If it was happening inside 120 to 140, I would have taken it right here, but I'm gonna still wait. This is a patient that took a lot of years for me to build. If I break it and suppose this turned out to be a loss, I'm gonna be like cursing myself why I took it. So I never want to go there. So let's see what happens. Okay, we generated more equal highs. I believe we are gonna crush up. The more we generate equal highs when we are bullish, that means what? Price is giving a signal that it wanna move towards buy side liquidity, right? So let's see what happens. And basically on dollar, I'm also keeping an eye on dollar. So on dollar, you guys can see 5 minute chart. We generated equal highs up here. Right now, what I believe, price is moving towards the discount level. We have multiple relative equal lows down here. So it goes with my analysis on NQ. If this dollar remains bearish, right, we can expect to see Nasdaq pushing higher and going for this buy side liquidity up here. And if price reverses after clearing out the liquidity on Nasdaq, the buy side liquidity that I showed you guys, then it's also possible for price to reverse on dollar as well, because look at here, we got relative equal highs up here, right? When we are coming down for the discount level, we generated trend line liquidity right up here. So that's something to keep an eye on. Like if price wanna reverse inside 120 to 140, this is where it's gonna go. And 120 to 140, this is a reversal macro, right? So I'm gonna be watching at this fair value gap. If this fair value gap turning out to be an inversion, where will we go next? This is gonna be my watch for the next, if this is turning out to be a inversion. What do I mean by inversion? If price is coming down, right, closing a candle's body below this fair value gap, we are going down, and that means we'll keep pushing higher on Nasdaq as well. So keep an eye on Nasdaq. Nasdaq generated more and more equal highs. I believe we'll come up from this liquidity, from this inversion. Let's see if price is clearing out this equal low, right? If price is coming down here and we are trading inside 120, I'm gonna take my position here below this level. But I think price won't come all the way down here, because this is a very good support level, basically like a BPR, right? One of the strongest PDR when it comes to fair value gap. And we also got a volume imbalance right here. So this is something to keep an eye on. Buy side liquidity, I believe we are going for this buy side liquidity up here. What do you guys think? Did you do you guys made money on AM session? I didn't saw any setup. I wanted to like take a trade at 1020 to 1040 or 1050 to 1110, but I saw nothing. Price was like very bullish, aggressively bullish. So what I do is like counter trade, and there was no setup basically there. So this is gonna be like my last opportunity to get on a trade. Today I'm gonna be tape reading 120 to 140, then 220 to 240, and 250 to 310 macro with you guys. Don't see any solid setup in AM session. Yeah, me as well. I didn't see anything. What I was watching at 9:30, this is what I was looking at. Price generated equal highs up here, right? And I was expecting price clearing this out and then moving towards sell side liquidity. We had a lot, but the delivery was very aggressive. I couldn't get in. I was hoping to get in inside this breaker and target this low, then this one right here. We got this swing low right here, right? And ultimately this one. So I'd have taken a partial up here, then here, and target all the way down here. But look at the delivery. Price did came down, but no chance of entry. Basically cleared out the sell side liquidity. And we also had 10 o'clock news, right? 10 o'clock news. So I was like, okay, price didn't give me entry at 9:20, so I'm gonna look at like 10:20 to 10:40, 10:50 to 11:10. Now look at the delivery here at after 10, right? Very, very choppy. Price was basically like respecting these order blocks. I was watching Dodgy today on his Discord. He basically like took a trade from somewhere here using a order block. He was like bullish, very bullish, and targeting this high as far as I can remember, or something like this, probably this one. But anyway, I liked his setup. Like he took a trade from the fair value gap, not basically inversion, and that's where a person like skilled taking trades with inversion, right? The good thing about ICT community, the people who stream, we got another one recently, Tanya Trades, right? She's like, we all have our own model. We are not copying each other. We found our own model and we are trading. Like a Dodgy, you don't trade inside macro. He will just look for, he has his own setup like inversion, and that's what he will go for. Same, I was watching Tanya today, and the same thing. She's like, she has her own model, not that much care about macro, but they're doing good, right? That's what our mentor basically taught us, to find your own model, then go with it. You don't have to be like, okay, this person does this model and he's profitable, so I'm gonna have to force myself to learn this model. It's never like this. If you are just trading with a simple fair value gap, trust me, you will be profitable. So as you guys can see, this I told you guys the price is not gonna come down here. If it did, I would have taken a trade, but this is a powerful PDR, folks. Okay, this is a BPR. And why it was powerful, look at the equal high that price generated once it was coming down for this inversion. Now it generated more equal highs, right? With this swing high, basically cleared out this swing. Now we have another one. Now this down here, these black candles that you see is now a breaker. Not yet, but I'll wait for price to come down and close the candles body below. If it does that, I'm gonna drop down to the 30-second. On 1 minute chart, below here, right? This equal low is so small, but on 30-second chart, now I'm gonna take you guys on 30-second, this is like, what the hell? Where's my time frame? What? Something happened, I believe. I'm gonna close this one, and I'm gonna keep an eye on this chart. Nasdaq. Okay, so we activated the breaker. Right now, let's go to 30-second. Yeah, now let's see if price hunts this liquidity down here. If it was happening like at 120 inside the time zone, I would have like thinking about taking a trade, because we still have these equal lows down here, and it better not be a SMT. This log got generated at 13.2. Let's look at DOW 13.2. Yeah, it seems like SMT, right? DOW is way stronger compared to the compared to other pairs. Like look at delivery on DOW. It's very choppy. Usually, like today is different, but usually we have very good trade on 30-second. Price action becomes cleaner on 30-second, after 9:30 delivery. But today it was different. It was still choppy on DOW. It is December, right? We are closing the month, and it's expected. You should be nimble when you are trading on December. That's what basically I do. So on DOW, we got this breaker, right? We also generated equal lows down here. So let's go to 1 minute chart. Let's see if price hits this fair value gap, okay, inside our 120 to 140 macro. If it's doing that, I believe price is gonna go down, and it looks good. We still have these equal highs though. I don't like it. Nasdaq still pushing higher, right? So see, I was expecting this to turn out to be a breaker and price coming down here, right? That's how macro saves me from taking like unnecessary losses, because now time is not inside my macro. If it was inside my macro, I would have trusted this setup, and I would have taken an entry down here, shorting with a stop loss like above here. But see, price is now basically going past this breaker, and I believe it will hunt liquidity up here. So we better wait than being impatient, right? So on DOW, I want to see price coming up, right, hitting this fair value gap and then going down. Our trade idea is gonna be invalid if price is going above these order blocks. Now let's see if price hits this fair value gap at all or not. We got this week right here. So when we see a week like this covering a fair value gap, this becomes a balanced price range. Basically, like, this is how we understand breakaway gap. It's a little bit different from what our mentor is teaching, but that's what I saw. When price delivers like sell side and buy side liquidity at the same time, at the same single week, price never comes and then generates a fair value gap. Price never comes back up to fill that fair value gap, and it just keeps pushing lower towards the drawn liquidity. So let's see what happens. Nasdaq. Okay, so our breaker is still getting respected here. Still getting respected. But the price action is very choppy, right? Look at the delivery. It's like high resistance liquidity run. We had a very nice delivery up here. Then from here as well, I believe if this was happening at 130, I would have considered pushing button. And suppose I did here, as I told you guys that I will wait for price to go above this BC. This BC is from 3-minute chart, and as soon as price goes support from it, I'll put a stop loss below here and target like 2 hours. So see, every single time price generates a valid breaker, minimum 2 hour. You won't be able to show me an example where price activated a breaker and there was like price took all the strong liquidities and then never gave you 2 hour. If price is clearing out all the strong liquidities like equal high, So suppose, I'm gonna give you guys an idea. Suppose we have a bearish breaker. So we wanna see price clearing out all the equal highs right before activating the breaker. If price is not clearing out the equal highs, then coming down, right, we will not expect to take a trade from that breaker. Because why? We have still strong buy side liquidity intact, and price will basically just use those breaker as a order block, because a breaker never becomes a breaker if price is not closing a candle's body below it. There are other confirmation to confirm the breaker before it does, right? But that's the safest. That's the safest. Hello HYDRA, what are all your own macro times and what are all ICT macro times? Everything about macro that I do is from our mentor, the idea from our mentor. So there are a couple of unapproved ICT macro. That's what I use personally, and I named it like HYDRA macro. I don't see anything wrong there, because these are unapproved by ICT. What approved by our mentor is like 850 to 910, 950 to 1010, 1050 to 1110, stuff like that. But I also see price giving a good opportunity to take a trade at 820 to 840, 920 to 940, and most of the time you will see that price is basically like accumulating orders for 930 delivery at 850 macro. So I only use 850 macro when we have news at 830, a high impact news. That's when the 850 macro becomes high probability in my eyes. This is not what our mentor told, and I'm repeating, this is from my experience, and this is what my mentor taught me to do my own stuff, right, and find out my model. That's how I did it. So when we have news at 830, 815 becomes high probability. When we don't have news at 830, right, then 820 to 840 becomes high probability. And 920 to 930, sorry, 920 to 940 is always high probability. If you are not like scared to take a trade before market opens, because at 930 the equity is opening, right? So if you're not scared, that 930 macro, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Like, I'm just gonna show you guys this example here today. So price cleared out all the buy side liquidity from here, right? We had relative equal highs from here. So price cleared it out. Price had all these relative equal lows down here. So see, price cleared out this strong buy side liquidity before 930. So that's what I basically do. Like, watch and see where price is going first before 930 opening. If it's going first, clearing out the equal highs, strong liquidity from the buy side, I'm gonna push button at 9 after that. Okay, if there's a breaker, I'm gonna push button once price goes below the breaker. So I'm gonna drop a little jam for you guys. You will always see price doing it most of the time. Okay, not always. Some of you will come back and tell me like, HYDRA, you told me always. Not always. Most of the time you will see like a price coming up before 930, offering a strong liquidity and then reversing. Okay, the Judas that we know, it happens at 930. Like, look at here, this is the Judas, right? Price cleared out the relative equal lows, but most of the ICT trader don't focus here. They are like, okay, I'm gonna engage after Judas, but before Judas, price provides very excellent setup with much speed. Like, suppose I executed here, that's what I basically do. If you go on my Twitter account, you will find the link in the description below. If you're here for the first time, go there, watch my trade management recording that I shared. You will find tons of 920 to 940 macro, minimum 200 on my timeline, trade management, trade execution, and you will always see I'm getting done max 5 minutes. Max 5 minutes when I'm trading inside 920 to 940. It takes max 5 minutes and then I'm done. And it gives very good risk to reward ratio. So for this, for 920 to 940 macro, for you, if you want to perfect it, you will have to get out of the zone, like getting scared of 930 delivery. 930 delivery is amazing. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. And today it was a little bit choppier, but you could have taken a turtle soup setup. I could have taken a turtle soup setup here. and then target these relative equal lows, then this low, basically like close my position here. So suppose if you are engaging, I taught this inside my 3-day workshop as a plus setup. Okay, when we have A plus turtle soup setup, when we have buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity, strong buy side and sell side liquidity in both direction before 9:30, we wait for price to clear out one direction. That means what? If price wanna clear out equal highs, it's okay, we will target equal lows. If price wanna clear out equal lows, it's okay, we'll target equal highs. That's what basically I do, and it repeats every single day. I'm just gonna say it again. Not always that you will win with this strategy, but most of the time it gives a very good risk to reward ratio. And yeah, mostly I get like 3R in this trade, 920 to 940 macro. Inside this macro, I feel comfortable holding my trades longer than more than 2R. But in other macros, we know that the volatility can come in or not, but you are not sure, right? But at 9:30, the volatility will come in, and that's why this macro is so powerful. Okay, so consolidating, right? We are consolidating inside this breaker. Sorry, not breaker anymore. This is not a breaker anymore. I want to see price going up, because look at here how price balanced this sell side liquidity, right? Price came down, cleared out all the sell side liquidity. It generated more and more equal highs. The price action is choppy. Of course it's gonna be choppy. I never trade PM session, but hey, today we hit the weekly fair value gap, so I wanted to be like, okay, let's see what happens. So we generated more equal highs here. I want to see price coming up, clearing this liquidity level, and ultimately hitting this buy side liquidity. So I hope you guys understood like why I want to see price pushing higher, because we are yet to touch this 0.5% of weekly fair value gap. That means what? The midway. And I want to see price coming up, hitting this midway, and then going down. That's what I'm expecting. So we are trading inside our 120 to 140 macro, right? So let's see what happens. Now, okay, this is the power of macro. If you understand at what time you should be looking for a setup, you will see that inside macro, price becomes a lot more cleaner than the way it delivers outside macro. Like look at the delivery here. Now look at this delivery here. As soon as price got inside 120 to 140, price becomes cleaner, a lot more cleaner than it was before. YM breaker, let's see. People are talking. Okay, oh my god, we hit this fair value gap and no one told me. Anyway, you got the trade idea, right? This is what I was telling you guys, that if price is coming up, hitting this fair value gap inside 120 to 140, then we are going lower. And seems like this is what's happening. This is what's happening now. If price wanna go lower, right? If price wanna continue going lower, I would like to see this fair value gap turning into an inversion on Dow, and then like confirming that it wanna move lower. As long as price is getting support from this BC, which I believe it won't, because we have lower targets. Look at here, this level right here with this breaker and fair value gap. Sorry, not breaker, order block and fair value gap. I believe price will can easily reach for this level. Down here we got order block, we got fair value gap. Rebellion, it was too fast for 1 minute chart on NQ 930. Yes, but once you get experience, mate, okay, it becomes so easier, because I saw it. So if I can see it, you can too, right? It's just gonna take a little bit more time for you to see it, because 930 delivers aggressively, but it delivers straight. You can engage, take part in the Judas, the main Judas, not like after the Judas is happening, the main Judas, and that gives like more than 2-hour trades every single day. And it's so easy, it will always go for a strong liquidity level, like equal high, equal low. Give it some time, Rebecca, okay? With time, trust me, it won't take longer. If I can do this in 2 years, believe what you can do. Because I was I didn't have this model when I started. I had to figure it out, like, okay, which ICT already gave us, but I had to figure it out, like, which model goes for me better. And that's what I found. Breaker, I can easily spot it. It gives good risk to reward ratio. Then I also found out, like, okay, inside these macros, price repeats this breaker. See? So that's what I'm telling you guys. That's the beauty of ICT community. Go there. There are many streamers now streaming, many ICT streamer, right? That's something too proud to be. Like, we are living in a community where every one of us is helping each other, right? You go and watch their stream and you will see that they all are using a different model. Someone inversion, someone just order block, someone just OT. I saw Kit. I was like, Kit stopped streaming, but he was using DR, then ICT, right? So he made it with, so it doesn't have to be like, trust me, like, I'm using breaker, so you will have to use the breaker. No, if you think like breaker is good, then go for it. If you think it's not good, it's making you confused, don't stress yourself. Even with just a fair value gap, you can make hell of a lot of money. Right? The main thing in trading is that to keep the peace in mind. Anyway, so seems like we are still going higher, and that's what I was expecting anyway. So do you guys see the logic here? Price cleared out the sell side liquidity, and this is what happens at 9:30, okay? With much more volatility. Now we don't have volatility, but if this was the scenario at 9:30 and price cleared out the equal lows, price would have like pushed higher with speed and deliver buy side liquidity up here, and you could have like, this is easily a more than 2 hour setup. If this was like 9:30, I would have taken it. I'm just giving you guys a hindsight analysis, like what I would have did if this was inside 9:30, and that's what you will see me doing on my Twitter when I share the execution recording. So basically like this. See, it provides much more risk to reward ratio, right? Because your stop loss is so small and you are targeting more at 9:30. That's why I always, like, someone asked me long time ago, I don't remember his name. He was like, which macro will you choose and think about like high probability for the rest of your life? Without a doubt, I told him like it's gonna be 9:20 to 9:40. Can you answer my question? Where is it? Asif, I don't see it. Hasn't NQ hit all-time high? Where did the fair value gap come from? Which fair value gap? Okay, I think you were talking about this one. Go on your chart, okay? Look here. If you are not using NQ1, then move to NQ1 and then press the button B-ADJ. Okay, this will fix basically the contract difference, because here the contract is changing automatically. So if you don't hit this BDAJ, it will be like, okay, price cleared out all-time highs, right? But if you do, you can see the price is inside this fair value gap, right? Something to keep in mind is very important. And I can understand us if like when you are a beginner, you miss a lot of things like this. That's why it's always good to ask questions, you know. I'm glad you did. Otherwise, I would have lived in the darkness. So what do you guys think? Are we going for this buy side liquidity? What I believe, like, price will reverse. We are still trading inside like 120 to 140, right? And we generated more and more equal lows down here. And we also got like more equal lows down here. But a high probability scenario would be like price coming up with speed, and suppose like at 2 o'clock or 2:20, price before price hitting this midway of the fair value gap and then dropping. That is something that will interest me. Other than this is the drawn liquidity that I'm expecting for price to go. It's very choppy. Look at the price action. This is what I avoid trading on, because this price is going towards the DOL and we know it's going here. But what's happening here is like so choppy. It's in high resistance liquidity run and it generates more emotion inside me then profit, like price is coming down. Okay, the way I trade is that if this inversion break, if this fair value gap breaks, this is turning out to be inversion. That means what? Support turning into resistance, and that's what I don't like to see. But price is doing it here, but still respecting the fair value gap. So that's why I always avoid trading at high resistance liquidity run. I don't know about you, but it generates a hell of a lot of emotion inside me. Like I start doubting my model. So that's why I had to like sacrifice trading in high resistance liquidity run. What I do is like wait for price to clear out equal lows, or like go above, form a breaker after clearing out buy side liquidity, and then from that bearish breaker I will take a trade like down here. So this is what I prefer to see. A trade with a breaker is way more profitable in my findings than trading any other model, because that's my model, right? It may not be your model, but you can try it. It's so easy to spot. All you have to do is like find out where price is going, where price generated equal highs and equal lows, right? And then wait for price to clear out one side of the liquidity and then target the opposite one. It's so freaking easy every single day. That's a guarantee. If you are patient enough, the main reason is we are not patient enough. But if you are, you will see a setup like this repeating minimum one time a day. That's what I'm saying, like minimum. Right, so I'm gonna highly recommend you guys to backtest the 920 to 940 macro. At first it don't make sense to you because the delivery is so aggressive. Before you know where price is going, it's done. But with time, I believe that all of you will love 920 to 940 macro, because it becomes so obvious where price is going. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. I avoid trading in high resistance liquidity run. So see, price went below, didn't even clear out this equal highs. Is it SMT? Seems like SMT. Look at DOW. I'm gonna take you guys on DOW. See, DOW came up, right? Hit this fair value gap again. And as I told you guys, like if this was a favorable setup to me, if you guys remember, I will take an entry here with a stop loss above this fair value gap, sorry, order blocks. So why I was talking about this, why putting or stop loss above this order block, why not like HYDRA above this swing high? Because this is where price should not go above. Okay, these are order blocks and we got a fair value gap here. So we got two bearish strong PDRAs and price came up, right? Did another stop hunt. So price offered buy side liquidity, hit the bearish PDRA after delivering buy side liquidity, right? So that's what I was basically doing, and I hope you understood the logic behind me telling you that I can put a stop loss up here above these order blocks and target like 2R every single time, folks. That's a challenge, that's a guarantee. If you see price clearing out equal highs or equal lows and then forming a breaker, you can always find minimum 2R setup with that breaker model. That's the beauty of it. It's not like 1-to-1, 1-to-5. Minimum there is gives 2R. And what it does, like it builds patience inside you, right? It builds the macro. When you are using the macro the way I use, is building patience inside. You're not looking for setup all day. Even if you are like trading on 1 minute chart, you know what you should be doing inside this time period. You may not like me personally, I'm gonna tell you guys that I don't know what happens sometimes outside of the macro. That's why I avoid trading there, and I lost more money than I made outside trading outside macro. So what I found out, that price becomes volatile, delivers smoothly, and just provides a good risk to reward ratio inside macros, right? So I think I'll probably do a AM session tomorrow. Let's do a pool, okay? Who wanna see me streaming tomorrow at AM session? Tomorrow at AM. Let's go. We got a pool here. Let's share your opinion. You wanna see me? The majority where they win, I'm gonna respect their opinion. Okay, so it's been like a lot of days. I haven't streamed the AM session, right? So it's always good to me that tape reading with you all, calling the market like where price is going or not. Okay, so we activated the breaker here. Nah, man, like if price cleared out this buy side liquidity, I would have taken a trade. But look at here, like it's not an ideal scenario the way I wanna see it. I haven't taken a trade today, like not even a single one. But this is something that I'm proud of. I'm not pushing button when I don't want to, because before, like last year, I remember I was blowing accounts even when I didn't want it to trade. I knew that I should not push the button now, but I did. I became impulsive. Then that turned out to be a losing trade. Then I engaged again, like firing my ego every single time I'm losing and then pushing the button again. And I was thinking like, okay, this is gonna cover up everything, both my profit and my emotional breakdown. It never did. Trust me, it never does. Okay, like sometimes you get lucky and you believe like, okay, like this is gonna work. If I keep pushing button after I lose, this is gonna work, right? But it never works. Sometimes you get lucky, and that's the trick of the market. It will make you think like, okay, market is giving me, this is a strategy, but this is not. Everyone, okay, folks, like the beginning of every trader I have met in my like 3 years of trading journey, I believe that I didn't met like very much profitable trader. The folks who I know that are really profitable, every single one of them went through the same problem, blowing accounts, not trusting their model, not being patient. Every single one of us who made it, we went through it. So never ever feel ashamed of it, like you have it. Why am I not being impatient? This is what you should be asking yourself. Now, I want to be impatient, but not be like, okay, I can't do trading. Oh my God, it's not for me. Never ever go there, okay? It is always for you. It will take some time to master the strategy as well as mastering you. But mate, once you are done doing that, it's all about money. Life-changing money. Now, if I go outside like $100, $200, if I spend it, I feel nothing. I donated over $300 today on a stream. I feel nothing because, okay, I was talking with one of my friend who lives in USA. He was like, okay, man, I got like 50 bucks tip. He was like gossiping about me to me like this. And he don't know that I trade, okay? So he was like, this is the best day. He was like, this is the best day of my life. I got 50 bucks tips. And I was like, come on, man, really? Like, if you are working, never feel good about what you are getting from work. If you're feeling good, trust me, you will hate trading, because trading is stressful. Hate the job. That life sucks. That gets your pay, work 40 hours, sucks. Okay, we are okay. So now it's the scenario that I wanted to see, right? Price coming down. Okay, but we are, look at the time. Come on, it's outside of the macro. Anyway, I'm gonna tape read. I've literally been telling you guys that I want to see price coming down here. Like if price is coming down here inside my macro, I'm gonna take entry. Price did eventually came down, but now it's outside of my entry. Probably it will, suppose if I push the button here, it probably would have hit my stop loss, right? Because I will put it down here. See, that's how my macros saves myself a lot. I know I have character flaws. I know I'm not gonna be perfect always. Sometimes I think I became algo when I'm having like very good consistent profit, like 2-3 days. I feel like, okay, I can do anything, and that's the moment market always tricks me. Like I'm feeling it and I push the button, and that very trade turns out to be a losing trade. Like, come on, what? How does market know? Right? It's like it happened to all of us. Like, market somehow knows what you are feeling, right? And the moment that you feel, okay, I became the algo, that's the moment market kicks you hard. I had a day like that, bro. We all have a day like that. More than a day, like many days like that. So it's not only a day. I'm always gonna be honest. I had many days doing that, okay? And I was like, if I'm doing this, I will never make money. When I was retail, every retail mentor that teach us to engage on NFP and stuff like that, high impact news, CPI, and they're like, okay, I got 300 points here in a single trade. I made one people's a whole month salary in one single trade. And I always wanted to get inside those CPIs when the CPIs releases, and they advertise like, okay, they somehow know how the CPI is gonna deliver. It's all fake. Trust me, I've been through like signals, mentorship. They don't even teach it how to get it before like CPI delivers, or even when the CPI is delivering. Basically, like, you cannot take a trade from any broker. Slippage is like crazy high when the high impact news is coming in, right? But you will always see on Instagram someone's doing that. Someone's doing that. I had a breakdown, blow the account, and then I had a breakdown thinking about my break. Like, look at here. Look at what Bath is saying to us. Yeah, this is what happens, mate. Like, this is so normal. This is so normal. But if you are not overcoming this, and if you are not hating yourself because you are doing this, probably trading is not for you. Anyway, so I'm not gonna wait for like the 220 to 240 macro. Okay, if I don't see anything high probability, I'm not gonna do it, because PM session is not for me. I didn't take a trade today and I want to take one. That's why I'm streaming. Otherwise, I don't even look at the chart past 10. The max that I look is like 10. After that, I'm going sleeping. What about USD CHF? What about it? Do you see a breaker there? USDC. I don't trade on Forex. Anyway, let's see what he's talking. I don't even have it on my chart. USD. What's CHF? US dollar Swiss franc. Where is it? Okay, here. Damn, like, look at this chart. Sorry, HYDRA, you are what? What do you mean I'm what? I didn't get your question. So what's happening here? We got a fair value gap on USD CHF, right? USD Swiss franc. I never traded this pair, and seems like, okay, this is why I don't like to trade on Forex, folks. Like, look at this. If you want to move higher, then clear this level out first, right? Then move higher, because that's what I prefer. This is my model. But on Forex, you will see price respecting equal lows, right? Equal lows mostly. What city you in, HYDRA? I'm in Montreal, Canada. I'm not a native Quebecer. I'm an immigrant, international immigrant. I first moved into Manitoba, Winnipeg. I studied there in University of Manitoba for like 4 years, and then I shifted myself to Montreal. And those certificate, folks, like, it's one of the top universities in whole Canada, like University of Manitoba. If you guys go and search on your, you'll see it. But never, I had a good grade, but hey, the work life, I never loved it. Like, it's so boring. I never enjoyed working. Like, look at trading, it's so versatile. You are always thinking something new. And in a job, you are always doing the same fucking thing every single day, every single time. Like what the hell? I'm not even developing anything. I worked in a factory for the longest time. Like that was a soup factory, and I joined as like a general labor back in 2017. And what I was doing, like same thing. The soup comes in. The soup is like very cold, and all I had to do is like put it in the what do you name it, like the pocket. Okay, that's the only thing that I was doing like for 8 hours. And that's when I got exhausted. When I first started, I kind of liked it because the work is easy, right? But I started hating it because it's the same thing again and again. The pay is so fucking less. I was getting like $17 in Canadian. Can you think about it? Like nothing. You can't buy any stupid thing with $17. Like when I had to, the hardest part for me was like I'm a like visiting person. I always want to go out with my friends. And if I want to go out with my friends on weekends, I don't have the money. And that's what led me to like trying to find out what opportunities available. And I saw, okay, a lot of you wanted to hear the story. I saw the first video from I don't know what's his name, Rick or something like this. He lives in California, or I don't know. Anyway, he lives in California. He was like showing his cars, expensive cars and stuff like that on YouTube. He's very famous though. So I was like, okay, if this person can make it when he was like me, working in a factory, then I can do it too. And that's how I started with Ichimoku Cloud. Do you guys know Ichimoku Cloud? I never understood like what Ichimoku Cloud ever did or is doing. Where is it? But this was the first strategy that I learned and applied in my trading. Like this is where I started my trading. And what I was doing, I didn't have any idea like these are the liquidity levels or stuff like that. Fair value gap, breaker, not even a freaking idea that is there. All I was looking at is like this indicator, and the theory was once it turns out red, once the cloud, Ichimoku cloud crosses each other, then you will short. And that's not it. You will also have to keep an eye on these lines. You will have to figure out when they are crossing right, because they never teach when it is the right crossing. You can see that it crossed multiple times, became bearish, but never basically like delivered to a sell side. So this is what like frustrating me out, like why I don't know when I will have a plus setup, right? And that's the beauty of ICT's teaching. Like he will tell you this is gonna be your A plus setup at this time, and this is what you are looking for. It doesn't exist in retail freaking world. They don't know, all the people who are using indicator and becoming profitable, they don't even know, like they're basically gambling. They don't even know when their model will become high probability, when their model will deliver with speed. Do we know it? Yes, the hell we do, right? We know when the market is gonna be volatile because that's what we do basically. Time, price. That's what I started to learn. Then I said, fuck this, Rebecca, it doesn't make sense. Like if you, I don't know why people don't ask themselves questions like why it doesn't work, why it's not making sense, because I'm having so many signals, right? On Ichimoku Cloud, it's like price gives like hundreds of signals and it never works. And they never, the folks who are advertising it, they never tell you like which setup is gonna be high probability. Like look at this here. The main theory, I still remember it because I learned it so well. I was freaking serious about it, but made zero money. So many hard days, so many headaches with this stupid freaking indicator. Like look at this. So they are teaching this indicator, then teach it in a good way, right? Tell me where I'm gonna see the setup becoming volatile, when I should be taking the trade, stuff like that, what I should be looking at. All they do is like, okay, if the cloud is crossing each other, look at the red line, blue line. If they're crossing each other, then go for a short. What the fuck is that? right? I'm glad. I'm so glad. Every day I feel blessed that I found ICT, and you guys always heard me appreciating my mentor, what he did for us, right? Since the time I started my streaming, I always thanked him. What I'm seeing right now on Twitter, like people are telling me I'm so ungrateful. Like, bro, come on. Every single post that I made on Twitter, like the template, everything has an ICT logo on there. If you go on the highlights section and check everything is credited. I appreciate him. He's the one, and that's why I made it. Without him, I don't think I would have had any future on trading at all. Like, if I was using Ichimoku Cloud like that, do you guys think I would have made money? Nah, bro. Like, I've blown so many accounts because when I started, I didn't know about funded companies, right? It wasn't that famous, and in Canada, it wasn't. I never heard about funding companies in Canada. So I was trading with a very small fund. Basically, the first account that I opened was 3K. I was what's the broker? I forgot his name. The broker was very bad. Like, even on US30, I was getting like spread of 15 points in a single trade. It's 930, and I'm getting like a spread of what was the name? I want to mention the name. Hugo or something like this. Yeah, Hugo. Worst broker in the world, and I still hate it till today that I started my journey with them. Hugo something, I forgot. Did you guys ever trade with them? They're like offering 1 to 500 risk to a reward, and I didn't know like people do it for the promotion. The folks who are like teaching me, they told me, okay, open this account with this link of mine, and I didn't know that they're gonna get percentage, basically advertising, and so freaking hell of a spread. Hugo Sway, yes, that's the worst. Never ever do anything with them, okay? There's the worst broker in the whole world. You want to look at the best broker? Come at forex.com. They are regulated. Wanda.com. They will never take your money. Like, I've been trading with forex.com since 2022, and the best thing that I like is, like, once you press the payout, it comes exactly at your debit card. How cool is that, right? So that's why, like, whenever I want to take money out, I can do it. So if you want to open a live account, check it out with forex.com. They are not paying me for any kind of advertisement. I'm just being honest as a brother and telling you that this is what I found trustworthy. You guys way sucks. Okay, never go there. That's a border. Mimi 2 Society. Yes, I used to use all those indicators. Never really found TP points and struggle. Yeah, that's what I'm telling. Like, if you are not telling me where am I gonna put the stop loss in this scenario or in that scenario, how am I gonna learn to trade? How am I gonna find proficiency, right? So yeah, that sucks with indicator. Keep up the excellent work, Hydra. Your dedication and skills are truly admirable. You are welcome. I want to take a trade, okay, folks, like, but I don't see it here. That's the thing. The model that I consider as A plus, I don't see it. The price is so choppy. It's better to not trade today rather than taking a loss, because I didn't trade it on AM session, didn't found any model, but a lot of my students did, and that's the best thing. Like, I didn't saw a lot of things, but they did, and not only they did, I saw them sharing their execution and stuff like this. Okay, that's what they saw. A breaker, like at 9:50, sorry, at 10:50, someone shared me a breaker that I didn't saw, and then 11:50 to 12:10. See, people are making money with this model. Sometimes, okay, sometimes I saw my students, like, we are taking the same trade. we are thinking the same, and we didn't know that this is how we are thinking. After I post the execution recording, they come to me and like, okay, look at mine. So that's something very cool to me. Like, I'm new to teaching trading. I'm not new to teaching though. Like, I've been an English IELTS instructor. If you guys understand what is IELTS, it's a English proficiency test. So when I was back in my country, I was like being a teacher as well, teaching like 200 students in live classroom, and that's what I did for a long time before I came to Canada. So, but I'm new to teaching the trading. The good thing is, like, what I was studying never made any money, like instantly. But now with trading, you can make money instantly once you learn how to get the skill, how to read the price action. It gives you money like that. India, no, not India. Okay, so we got equal highs up here again. So choppy price action, folks. Like, look at here. If you want to respect this fair value gap, just go above. That's what we want to see, right? Get support from this fair value gap. Because if price is not closing a candlestick body below this fair value gap, then pushing higher, not doing what it's doing here, then this is a plus setup, and that's what I trained my eyes to see. But it's not happening here. 14, okay, 250 to 310, another macro that I don't use, but it works. So we got our 250 to 310 macro, and every single time there's a macro, folks, you will look for only one setup, and that is breaker. If you don't see the clean breaker inside, suppose a specific macro, you look for another macro. You wait, and that's the beauty of using time and price, because you are not getting impulsive. You know when you should be engaging, what you should be looking for, what targets price will have. Like, it goes so deep, right? You know what to target, you know when your setup will form, you know how your setup will form, and you know how to differentiate between A plus, B plus setup, the low probability, the high probability setup, right? So that's very cool in our community. Even knowing that stuff, like I believe it won't increase your win rate at first, because you will have to understand the price action. So once you do, I think it increases the win rate a lot, and it makes the trader that we want to be a patient one, right? I don't like this price action at all. Let's look at DOW. Okay, so DOW respected this breaker, right? DOW had another breaker. Do you guys see it? This is the one right here. And price did respect it. I will never think about pushing the button here. Like, look at the delivery. This is what I avoid, high resistance liquidity run, because what I will do, like, I'll start doubting the setup. And I found out that when I do that, I lose most of the money, and when I don't do it, I make more and lose less. So where price is going, okay, let's find it out. As price is not respecting any PD area here, that means what? It's going for higher time frame PD area. Now we'll look at higher time frame, and because looking for a bullish trade is still possible. Why? I'm gonna show you guys. Look at here. This is what? Trend line liquidity. This is what? Equal highs, right? So what is this? Strong liquidity level. So it's still possible for price to continue pushing higher on Nasdaq. So for me to confirm it, I'm gonna go on 15-minute chart and see like what's happening here. So this is the fair value gap. Okay, so if this is turning out to be an inversion, I believe we are coming down here at this level, because this is an implied fair value gap as well. So if you don't know what an implied fair value gap is, I think you already know, because ICT talked about it so many times. When we have candle like this, okay, suppose a middle candle, then we have two other candles right next to it with wick that is covering each other like this. This is very simple. Once you see it, you basically like measure and you mark the 0.5 from this week, and then you mark the 0.5% from this week. So see the fair value gap, and the ratio that comes in, that becomes your fair value gap, the zone like this one. So see, price didn't feel it or even came down to this level yet. So this is the reason that I'm telling you guys, a run towards buy side liquidity on NQ is still possible, as we don't trade blindly, we don't look for a setup blindly. Look at here, so clean. And as our mentor always tells us, that clean levels tends to get jagged, right? So this is our equal highs. Now let's see what price does inside this implied fair value gap from 50-minute chart. If we are not stopping here, then the last position that I'm last PDA that I'm gonna look for a bullish trade is this right here, and not all of it, because look at here, it's 50-minute chart. What I'm gonna do, if price is coming down here, not respecting this implied fair value gap, I'm gonna measure this one, and I'm gonna expect to see price moving from the upper quadrant. And why is that? Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys, because price left equal highs up, and it's now coming down towards where? Discount level. So this fair value gap is where? In deep discount, basically like OT is, I believe, here. So this fair value gap is in a deep discount, and price is providing liquidity one-sided. Look at here, right? It generated equal highs, but did it clear it out? It didn't. That means what? Price still has the potential to go towards buy side, because it's constantly generating equal highs, equal lows, and not clearing it out. So when you see a scenario like this, all we have to do, go on the higher time frame, see from which high probability PD area price can potentially get support. If you found out it correctly, that's it. You have your trade. You don't have to execute from a breaker. I was in drawdown -9% last month. Really, HM. Now I'm up 3% because of you, HYDRA. Thank you so much. You are welcome, brother. You are welcome. Like, what I believe, people lose most of their money because they're impatient, because that's what I was doing every single time. After I found out my model, every single time I was losing because I didn't have the patience to wait for a setup. And trust me, if you are not lying to yourself, if you are honest, your inner circle will reply that, yeah, that's the very thing that you are doing. Every one of us went there, right? Every one of us felt that. When will you give access for the mentorship, buddy? I already told you guys inside my 3-day workshop that today at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you will have access to the mentorship. So just hang on a little bit more. I want to see price hitting this one. And what will make this setup from this fair value gap more high probability? What will make it a high probability? If price is coming up, right? Now that we can see price is coming up, we also want to see price generating equal highs up here, equal highs, and then moving towards this fair value gap. If price is generating equal highs and not clearing it out like it did here, then I can expect to see a plus scenario forming. Does it make sense? It's very easy. That's the whole thing that I do and look for. Hour 4 inversion fair value gap. Hour 4. Which one? Okay, this is okay. This here. Yeah, we didn't even hit it. So the levels that I got from the 50-minute chart from implied fair value gap, right? This is where I want to see price coming down, and it's aligning with this inversion. Now that's good. So what we can use it for, like, thank you, the person who mentioned it, amphibious. Thank you very much, because I didn't see it. So what we can do, like if price is hitting this implied fair value gap, the upper quadrant and the midway, right, we can still execute with a stop loss below this inversion, because if price is going below this inversion, we are probably wrong. So this is something to keep in mind. Hydra, I would love to talk to you and discuss charting levels were spot on today. Yes, you can email me hydra.trade7@gmail.com, or you can also text me on Telegram. This is my Telegram tag. Okay, look out for the scammers though. This is my personal Telegram account, and check it out here. So if you have any question, if you want to share chart ideas, you are always welcome to do it on Breaker Army public group. But if you still need a little bit more care, then I'm here to help. Just email me. The better thing to do is like emailing me rather than texting on Telegram, because I get a lot of texts, so I'm not gonna know like this is the person who is serious and texted me. So if you are emailing me, where people many people are doing so, you'll get a quick reply. So this is what's happening, folks. What do you guys think? Like, will I get a trade targeting buy side liquidity? Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? Let me know in the chat, folks. What do you guys think? Will we have a bullish trade? Hydra, what prop firms do you recommend? Top Step, without a shadow of a doubt. And then yeah, if you are trading like features, then I believe nothing is out there better than Top Step. And keep in mind, they're not paying me to say it. Why I like them is because the spread is so good, right? And you can execute on trading view. That's the best thing. US dollar respect 1 to 5, 15-minute fair value. Okay, let me check. Yes, so see, I told you guys that if this is becoming an inversion, we are coming down here. But did it became an inversion? It didn't, right? What happened is like price, it respected this fair value gap as a fair value gap, and it didn't turn it out to be a inversion. If it did, then we would have seen like price coming down here. But this is a good thing. If dollar is pushing higher, clearing out these equal highs, that means what? We'll keep going lower on NQ, but that's not what I want to see. I want to see NQ going higher, right? Because we saw this right here. See these equal highs? Okay, on dollar we got a breaker. Do you guys see it? This is the breaker, and we also got a fair value gap here. Oh, holy shit. This is a good setup. This is a good setup. Like, if dollar is pushing higher, we are basically going down, right, on NQ. So this is the fair value gap, this is the breaker, this is BC. Price got support from a discount PDRA, and this is the breaker up here. We got a fair value gap as well. And there's another thing to trust is like price generated more equal highs up here. So I'm gonna keep an eye on a dollar, and what I'm gonna do, tape read the rest of the session. I don't think like price will give me a long opportunity. We got inversions here though. This one, it didn't turn out to be inversion yet, but what I believe, like if price is coming up, closing a candle body above it, this is gonna become a plus inversion setup, because look at here, we have equal highs, right? So once support turns out to be resistance turns out to be a support, it becomes a very strong PDRA, more powerful than what you are using normally, like suppose a normal breaker, the normal fair value gap. A fair value gap is less powerful compared to a BPR. You blocked me in Telegram. I'm not a scammer. Please remove ban. Also, I'm your subscriber follower. You are welcome. You are very much welcome. But I don't know like why you were banned. There was a bot that I like was running on my Telegram. Like if someone is spamming the chat, it automatically bans the person. So probably something like that happened because I'm not active anymore in that group. Yeah, probably you can drop your Telegram ID and I'll try to do something. ISRA ES 15-minute breaker block. Okay, ES 15-minute breaker. Damn. Okay, see how people are spotting things in real time. Now the folks who don't know, right, they're gonna be like, okay, HYDRA, this is a lot of up close candles, right? How am I gonna know where price will get support from? Isn't it an interesting question? Do you ask yourself questions like this? Like, how am I gonna know from where price will deliver inside the breaker? And this is what I'm gonna show you guys, is that we have a fair value gap here, right? So what you wanna see, like in a scenario like this, price not coming down to deep discount. And if it's doing so, like suppose you are thinking about taking a trade here, but price is very, very aggressive, right? Went below this fair value gap, do not push the button until price hits a level right here, like this breaker. And we got another one, right? So if price left this, it will come back and get order to mitigate orders from it again. So all you have to do, not become impulsive, see how price is delivering price with speed or no speed, stuff like that. And once everything matches, you just engage like a robot. If you lose, you go home. There's always another day. We live for another day, right? The retails, they blow their accounts. We live to survive another day. So we generated a fair value gap here. Sorry, inversion. So this is now our inversion. And this is not something that I will consider taking a trade, but this is what I see. Why? Because we got order blocks, right? We got a fair value gap. So order block with fair value gap, we all know it is one of the strongest PDA. Not basically like strongest, but a high probability. I think the mean same, right? The meaning is same, so that's what I want to see. Now in your eyes, this is not a breaker. In my eyes too, this is not a breaker. This is an order block. And why I'm calling the market towards buy side liquidity from this order block? Because we have an inversion right here, and this is not an inversion on 30-second, but on 3-minute chart, right? This fair value gap should not fail if we are still gonna go lower. Do you guys understand it? Like every candle that you see here, every order block gives you a bias. Every order block gives you a narrative. Why price should go lower, why it should not go lower, stuff like that. So these order blocks will tell you the narrative. If price is not getting rejected from the low of this order block, then this order block is not as much powerful as you are thinking it is. Okay, that's when you know price is gonna change its trend, change its shift, and look for opposite trade idea. I know at first it's so hard to do, like counter trading, right? I posted a trade management I think yesterday. I'm gonna show you guys. So what I was doing, I wanted to like take one trade towards sell side at 9:30, then another one like at 9:30 again. Oh, okay, so Tanya posted today. Also, thank you HYDRA and Dodgy for the donation. You all cracked me up with the donation battle that was going on. This is hilarious. Let me comment. Let me find out a good oh my god, it's so hard to choose. Oh yeah, that's it. I think we'll probably do a collab like on January. I'm not sure, but yeah, I want to do it with her. And Dodgy, he's another person, like he got my respect. I never watched him trading before, like his private Discord. I've never been there, but this time He totally surprised me. Like the way he uses inversion seems like he's doing pretty great, and I liked it. Like it's the same thing that I'm doing. It's the same thing that I'm doing. What I do is like price activates the breaker, then I want to look for high probability targets like equal high, equal low. What he does, Dodgy, is like looking for the inversion to get activated, and he has separate rules in his inversion, and then he looks for the same target, equal high, equal low. Yeah, like today was my first time watching him, and it's like I was like, oh, he's so cool. I was in Dodgy stream when that happened, Lemo. When what happened? He took a trade today at like a scalp basically. I showed you guys when I started my stream. Yeah, towards buy side liquidity from a fair value gap. So he usually does like from a BC. I was in Dodge when you donated. What do you mean in Tanya's stream? I think at 10 o'clock, probably 10 or 11, I don't know. Basically the mentor was there. Mentor was watching her stream, and yeah, I started missing my stream because mentor used to watch my stream. I got jealous. I was like, okay, I will have to do a stream today, otherwise I'm not gonna get mentally cool, you know, the mental piece. So I'm doing it right now. Otherwise I had no plan to do it. So look where I'm getting jealous. I'm getting jealous because my mentor is watching her, not because she's taking good trades. And that's the good thing about our community. We don't do that, like getting jealous from someone who is doing great. Rather we inspire them. They're our mates, right? And I got really jealous, like I'm gonna be honest, when mentor was like there watching her stream. You are very cool anyways. To us, mate. Thank you, Nick. Come on, like what is price doing? Okay, we got a fair value gap up here. Now let's see what happens. If price is not clearing out this equal low and then moving towards buy side liquidity, if hitting this fair value gap, I'm engaging. It's 221. We are running inside a macro, and there's another logic that I'm gonna show you guys on DOW, okay? Because what happens, like they move symmetrically, like together on DOW. Look at here. This is one of the highest probability liquidity points. Like this trend line liquidity, it doesn't matter where price is going, price will always reverse from here, reverse to clear out these liquidity levels, and it does it so beautifully. So that's what I mastered. I was like, okay, how can I know from where price can potentially reverse? And that's how I found, like, okay, if I'm engaging with a breaker will not give me the first entry, because that's what turtle soup does, right? So I wasn't ready to take the turtle soup, but I was feeling very comfortable engaging on breaker, because breaker comes after what? After having multiple confirmation. And turtle soup, basically that requires a lot of years of experience. What happened? Why can't I close it? Now it's good. Okay, so we hit our 15-minute BC, implied fair value gap, right? That's what I was talking about. This 15-minute implied fair value gap. Now let's see what price does here. Okay, the folks who are watching me inside, like the folks who are gonna be inside my mentorship, I'm gonna tell you guys, like, you won't have access to all the mentorship content today. Okay, there it will be very low, 3 or 4 videos, that's it. I'm doing it to prevent someone making the clone and selling it afterward, because that's what people are doing. I saw them, so I'm not gonna give them an opportunity to do so, and that's why we'll have our first stream on 20 January inside our mentorship, and that's from where our countdown will begin. Okay, so you will get all the mentorship content before 20th January. I'm gonna drop it one by one. I don't want it getting leaked. Okay, that's the main reason that I'm doing it, because it doesn't matter how like cautious I am, I will never be able to identify who that person is, right? That person is doing it. So this is one of the way to find it out. So I'll check it out, like if I can potentially find the traitor. Anyway, so I'm just kidding, folks. I'm not gonna do that. So this is a fair value gap, right? I want to see price coming up here. Oh my god, now the thing is, price didn't generate an equal low down here. Rather it hit this BC, right? This implied fair value gap, and we also got an inversion here. I believe it's an inversion. Yes, this 4-hour inversion. Someone from the comment mentioned it. Someone from the comment mentioned it about this fair value gap, so thank you. So this is another strong signature from price that it can potentially move higher. And the beauty here is that price came down, hit that 4-hour inversion, and look at these red lines down here. I don't know if you can see it. This is our implied fair value gap from the 50-minute chart, right? This is what I measured. I measured the high of it and the midway, basically. Midway is somewhere here. Right, so price came down. Where did it stop? It stopped right exactly at the implied fair value gap that we were watching on 50-minute chart. Right, so looking good, but I don't see a breaker. What will give me interest is like if this fair value gap turning out to be an inversion, or probably even this one. But I will keep an eye on this fair value gap. Now you can ask me, Hydra, why? Why are you not watching this one to turn out to be a inversion, right? Why up here? Like, this is a very simple answer. If you just measure your thing like this and put the premium and discount, why is it like this? Okay, now it's good. What do you see here? This fair value gap is coming inside where? The premium, right? So if price wanna still go down, it will go down from this fair value gap. If price also wanna keep going higher, change the trend, it will do so here. And this is one of the strategy that I'll teach you guys, that how to confirm market structure shift before price goes above a swing high with inversion, because that's what you will always have. When price clears out a swing high or low, you will always see at the same price like price is having a fair value gap. Right, Brian Stonk, Hydra the Goat, you are too, brother. I love your content. Is that not a reclaimed fair value gap? Reclaimed fair value gap is inversion. Oh, Brian streams? I've never been to his stream. Like, let me check. Okay, let me check. This is the worst price action. Like, price is constantly generating equal highs and it's not clearing it out. Anyway, now let's check him out. Brian, what's his Twitter tag? God, folks, let me know, like, if you guys know what's Brian's Twitter tag. I want to subscribe and watch all of them. Like, every single, I'm also gonna encourage you to do the same thing. Like, it doesn't matter like if you are gonna use my model or anyone else's model, but it's always good to see like what we are doing separately and what we have built it inside us with the same mentor, with the same concept. It's so cool. Where is it here? Oh, sometimes I get stuck in between these things. What's happening? Oh, now I can move it. Okay. Yeah, now it's good. Now I can see your comments. Before I didn't. The last macro that I'm gonna tape read is 250 to 310, folks. Okay, if I don't see anything, then I probably think I won't have any trade idea the rest of the session. because what I found out is that if my high probability, if I'm not taking a trade on AM session, I'll find a trade at 120 to 140. But today it never happened the way I wanted to see it. It did happen. It delivered towards sell side, but I wanted to see like price coming up, clearing out this equal high, and then dropping. Price basically dropped from this inversion. This inversion right here. So see, I've to be honest, folks, I didn't see this inversion at first, because if I did, I would have thinking about taking a trade, because look here, folks, okay, everything has a logic. Price came up, right? And before it did came up, price generated a lot of equal highs. Now look at the time. When did price came up? At 14:17. This is the same thing that happens at 9:30. You will always, okay, trust me, okay, I'm not gonna say always, like most of the time you will see prices generating equal highs and equal lows before 9:30 inside 850 macro, and then at 850, sorry, at 9:20 price is like clearing that out and then delivering to the opposite direction at 9:30. Does it make sense? It's so easy. Good day for streamers today. Yeah, we all are basically streaming. I have to go, brother. Thanks for the live. See you on the mentor. You are welcome, Lucas. Price is about to use 4-hour BC as an inversion to dive into lower. 4-hour BC on NQ. Yeah, we are inside this fair value gap, the weekly fair value gap. So I believe a little bit of retracement possible, and that's what I came in mind with. But the difference is I wanted to see price clearing out this buy side liquidity that I marked here, and then hitting this 0.5% of the measurement of this fair value gap. But it never happened. Anyway, hard part of trading, right? So we got our fair value gap, sorry, equal highs up here. See, that's what I wanted to see. That's what I was basically like telling you guys, that if price is coming up, clearing out this buy side liquidity, and if these equal lows are still intact, then yeah, price will come down. But it never happened. Price never cleared out this buy side liquidity, and there was no SMT. Was there? Let me check. Probably another thing that I missed. So this high got generated at 1333. Yeah, it is a SMT. Look at, I'm gonna show you guys here. Do you see that? Look at the time. It's gonna be easy for you to understand it. 1333. Price came up, cleared out buy side liquidity from this swing high, right? And now I'm gonna take you on this Nasdaq. That's why I use a lot of monitors, because it gives me a good idea. Not like pressure on my trading. I can see any chart that I want whenever I want, and basically like more wisdom. That's it. So see, I didn't see it, the SMT here, and I have no guilt accepting that I didn't see it. Okay, like if I saw it, I would have like thinking about pushing the button, because that was my whole narrative to do so. Market going lower at PM session, because look at the equal lows that price generated, and look at the push downwards now. So I missed one point, and then I missed the rest of the trade. So if I saw it, like suppose when price is here or somewhere here, I would have taken a trade, because there's still opportunity, because we have a SMT, right? So yeah, SMT is very important when it comes to trading on indices, especially the breaker model. Okay, so as I told you guys, price is coming down for this breaker, right? We got breakers here, and price is basically trading inside what? Our 15-minute fair value gap, which is here. We led 15 SMT with ES and NQ at the high with 120 and 140 macro, which was higher probability for short, right? Yes, if I saw that trade SMT, I would have taken it. And if you go back and watch my stream, I think you are here from the beginning, right? So you will probably heard me saying, okay, I want to look for a bearish trade. That's what I wanted to see. Anyway, so the narrative is now changed. As long as price is respecting these order blocks, we'll push higher. If we are not respecting this order block, we will go lower below the swing low, but there will still be opportunity once price clears out these liquidity levels. But I'm not expecting price to come down here. Like, look at here. We got more PD arrays up here, and it's not only about that I see a fair value gap here, but also I see equal highs here, because that's the strong liquidity, right? Price will always gravitate back to these liquidity levels. So all you have to do is to find out from where can price reverse on higher, from higher. So it's best to do on higher time frame, because the higher time frame PDRs gets respected more precisely with much more precision. How can I get in the mentorship, guys? Okay, you'll see the link in the description below. NQ didn't make new highs with ES, so NQ is faster paying. What do you mean faster paying? NQ, like yeah, I told you guys, like, if I saw a SMT here, I would have taken it, but I never saw it. That's the thing. I'm still gonna wait, okay, folks? Like, we still have another macro, and if I don't see anything there, I'm not gonna force myself. Okay, NQ will most likely move more aggressively to downside. Yes, probably, because look at here, we got these equal lows down here. But for us to expect a bearish movement, right, price will have to provide liquidity towards buy side first. If it's not doing that, it will not reverse. Without clearing out some retail stop, it won't reverse. So let's see, we got an inversion here, right? We got this inversion. Now let's see, if price is not respecting this inversion, we don't have a market structure shift. That's what I was telling you guys, like, you can confirm market structure shift with a fair value gap. Basically, it's not an inversion yet, it says CB. You can confirm market structure shift with inversion. You don't need to see price going above a swing high, old swing high, to confirm the market structure. That's the old way. It provides less trading opportunity, much more emotion inside you, right? But when you are like seeing price changing its trend before anyone is knowing, then it provides a good risk to reward ratio. How do I join Inner Circle Trader? You will find the link in the description below. Mark Arnos, I like 16,962 for long on equal lows. Yes, now that this one got broken, we are gonna go lower. This was our last, as I told you guys, this is gonna be my last PDA to look for a bullish trade, and it didn't happen from this fair value gap, so we are going lower. Damn, price provided so many points. I'm sorry, just because I missed a SMT, I was doubting the whole setup, right? If I saw this SMT, I would have had an opportunity to push the button from fair value gaps. Anyway, this is what happens, folks. You don't see everything all the time. Okay, so now we can expect to see this one getting taken out. Price generated more equal lows, right? So let's see if price gives me any opportunity to target these ones. Now I know that price is going lower, and it's better not be a SMT. Let me double check. 50-minute chart. Okay, it is not a SMT. DOW is hitting a breaker, so that's also something to keep in mind. If they are moving together, then if DOW is hitting a bullish breaker, then Nasdaq will also push higher. and that's what I don't want to see. This is inversion. Now look at here. Okay, we got a fair value gap and order blocks up here, right? So I believe price will respect this order block. And how am I gonna think about taking an entry from here with a stop loss, like suppose above here, and targeting 2 hours? So if price comes back up, it hits this level, if it does that, I'm engaging, because we have so many sell side liquidity down here in a form of what? In a form of relative equal low. That means what? A strongest liquidity ever. So I'm gonna do the paper trading here, and I'm gonna engage on my personal account on other monitor. Okay, so see, not even an opportunity. Price cleared it out. It's always my fault. I'm like not seeing this setup when it's happening. This was the setup basically. Putting your stop loss above this fair value gap, targeting like 2 hour. Today is not the day. Today is not the day, right? Today price don't want to give me entry, and that's why I'm not seeing it. Okay, so we moved even lower. ERL to IRL, yes, premium to discount, that's what it is. External range liquidity to internal range liquidity. Well, the same thing is like talking about premium and discount. Welcome to the bear market, boys. Really, we didn't clear out all-time high though. Like, we are so near to it. But it can also, it is possible, you know, like for price to reverse and change this whole trend. But I'm not gonna, why am I not thinking this? For you to understand this, I'm gonna take you on daily chart. I'm gonna apply IPTA. So this is a lecture that you guys will get today if you are inside my mentorship. This is what I'm making available. So all you have to do, go on the indicator section and look for this indicator ICT anchored IPTA ranges by 2 degrees. Click on it. Okay, no, not like this. IPTA ranges, and that's where you put your, where is it? Yes. So I'm not gonna, I talked about this inside my mentorship. I'm not gonna do it, but I'm gonna give you a hint. Price will not reverse until it gets inside this newly casted 60-day period. There are more rules to it. So now I'm gonna show you another example, like how can I know HYDRA that price will change its trend on higher time frame, right? Because there's a lot of fake out. That's how you know, by using IPTA, because price changes its shift at specific time, at specific day. What do I mean by a specific day? Every single time you are seeing price changing its trend, it will happen on daily chart at the beginning of a month. Don't trust me? Look at here. Look at the date, 1st of November. Look at the date here. Look at the date here, 1st of August. See, price came down, right? But went above this fair value gap, and at the beginning of the month, price just HYDRA, see, higher time frame, we are in manipulation. So as I was telling you guys, that's how you can confirm when the market structure shift is going to be happening. Look at here. This is how you use IPTA. Now, if a lot of you don't understand this because you don't have the patience to watch the 3-hour long lecture, right? But I didn't understand it when I watched first time, but I watched it a couple of times and I understood it. So what happens, basically, price, it's a small but powerful jam. Price will change its trend most of the time, not always. Okay, I don't say it anymore because some folks are like, who are new to trading, they're gonna be coming at me like, okay, HYDRA, you told me always, but it's not changing. So not always. Often you will see price doing it inside 60-day, newly casted 60-day period. And see here, once price got inside the 60-day, hit the discount level, then it reversed, right? When did it reverse? At the beginning of a new month. Isn't it magical? And that's what happens every single time. Look at here. Are we inside the 60-day? We are not, right? So now let's go to, a lot of people are talking. Okay, sell side liquidity, sell side at 16,910. 16,910. Why here? Because price already offered a lot of sell side liquidity here, right? Where is it? 16,910. Come on, really? You were targeting all the way down here? Yeah, if you are good about it, do it, but I'm not gonna do it. Okay, because look at the delivery, folks. It's so aggressive. Okay, when price delivers with aggressiveness, it generates equal high, equal lows. Okay, so price will come back to clear these levels out. So let's see if it's doing it today or not. Basically, got another breaker here. This is the breaker. One minute chart. I think it turns here. We'll see. Like, look at the liquidity that price generated. It's so clean. These levels are so clean. So that's what I want to see. Price reversing basically, but hey, price will do whatever it wants to do, right? And I learned it, like, not to force anything. Be humble with market. If it's gonna go in a PDRA, don't be like, okay, I'm gonna buy from here. Watch and see how price is delivering from that PDRA, right? And if you see the strength in the candles, suppose you are gonna take a trade from the inversion in a bullish direction, then you wanna see a bullish impulsiveness in candles. And what do I mean by that? Price is rejecting from the midway of the inversion or the lower quadrant. If price is rejecting from these two levels, that means what? Price is respecting the fair value gap. That means what? You are correct identifying the DOL. Isn't it easy, folks? Mark, I think it's no. It's gonna. I think so, but let's see. Let's watch. Consolidation for the rest of the day, probably yes. So that's why I told you guys that I'm not gonna be looking at chart after 310. Probably I'll come back tomorrow. I'll come back tomorrow at 9:30 and we'll have some, I believe, good trades. Usually we do at 8:20 or 9:20 inside these two time periods. Price is respecting order block beautifully. Like order block right here. Right, beautifully got respected. So that's what I was telling you guys, like, you can have a different model every single time. It doesn't matter what model you are trading with. You will be profitable if you know your model. Like, see how price respected this order block. Why am I marking it a breaker? Yeah, price came up, hit this order block, feel the fair value gap, right? And then basically like going down. What I want to see, like, price not even going above this fair value gap. That's what I prefer. But when price is like basically a little bit aggressive, a scenario like this becomes high probability. Anyway, so we are going aggressively towards sell side. What happened here? Did we had a news or something? Let me check. I think we didn't, because I checked Wednesday. No, we don't have any news. Damn, after price hit this weekly fair value gap, right? After price hit this weekly fair value gap, the upper quadrant, price just reversed. Damn, price. What I wanted to see, price coming up, hitting this midway, and then reversing. Such a trader. And then I didn't saw this SMT up here. See, it's all my fault today. High of the week, Wednesday. High of the week, we'll see. As long as these are remaining, folks, it doesn't matter if it's on 1 minute or 5 minute chart. As long as these clean levels are still here, it's good. We can still come back tomorrow and look for another trade. Amir, chill, man. Yeah, I'm chill, bro. See, I'm not pushing the button, getting impulsive. I'm chill. Bro, this looks depressing. We have daily fair value. What looks depressing? Oh, the way I'm talking to myself, like I didn't. No, I'm not regretting at all. If I missed it, it's okay. There will be more and more opportunities tomorrow. I'm just kidding, folks, okay? Oh my god. We have daily fair value gap or NQ. I never personally think about like missing a trade, like getting FOMO, fear of missing out. I don't have it. What I consider as high probability may not be high probability to you, and what you consider to be high probability may not be high probability to me, right? So yeah, we have our own boundaries. Anyway, like this was a very aggressive, beautiful delivery, and let's see what happens. Price didn't even activate any inversion. See, as I told you guys, you can confirm market structure shift with inversion, but it didn't happen here. So this is one of the strongest signature from price when price is going above an old fair value gap and doing that, closing a candle body above that fair value gap becomes a inversion, right? So you can confirm market structure shift with that. So this is the liquidity level right here that price engaged. Damn, this was a very aggressive delivery. Never regret not losing money or taking profit, HYDRA. So yeah, I made good profits yesterday. Like December being like one of the best months this year. I finally like reached $1,000 profits, and yesterday was I closed like a $1,500 trade. This is a real money, and that's what I'm doing. So yeah, $1,500. I had to work like 3 weeks to make that. Now it's one trade, bro. See, these are the proud moments that I want all of you to live for, right? Like I want all of you to see it. Don't just aim for, okay, like I want to be a millionaire tomorrow. Aim for $500 because it's gonna give you ease a lot, right? It's your paycheck and you are doing it here with one trade. It doesn't matter how many, but it's better than your work, right? It's better than your job. That's what I was thinking. Not at the beginning though, I'm gonna be honest, like I wanted to be rich very quickly. I tried that, never worked. Then I was listening to the mentor spaces. He was like, you will never be able to do that. You always think you are the person who will do it, but you never are. Like you are not that person. And that used to like hurt me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna show him that I did it. And he told me like not to do it. And every single time, sometimes I got lucky, but most of the time I failed. Yeah, we learn. We learn in a hard way. Damn, price has no willing to reverse at all. It was one-sided throughout the whole AM session. It is now one-sided throughout the PM session. Throughout the whole PM session. What is happening? I was like, okay, price probably will give some good setup today. PM session, but see the same behavior. AM session trending, PM session trending as well, and this is hell of a lot movement, right? I wasn't expecting that. Damn, 190 points in without news on PM session. Now that's something to tape read, right? Look at the delivery, so aggressive. I'm very glad that I didn't thought about buying anything. Suppose I thought about pushing the button as soon as price cleared out these equal lows. I would have taken a loss, right? So I'm glad that I've reached so far with my skill that now I can distinguish when to stop and not to do it. And okay, so Equal lows got taken out. We are going, damn, like look at this movement. We are clearing out everything today. So the trade of the day was this weekly fair value gap. Right? Trade of the day was this weekly fair value gap. Come on. Man, I was expecting the same thing going towards sell side, but from this level here, from the midway. Anyway, what's gonna happen here now? Okay, we got a inversion again. Now let's see. Now the price is going lower. Is it gonna be like chasing the trend now? If I look for a trade now, is it gonna be chasing the price? Because that's what I should not do, right? I think it will be chasing the price. Anyway, this is what I see. This is an inversion. Okay, if price really wanna go lower, this price will respect this inversion and it will go lower. But I'm in favor like on buy side. At the same time, I'm thinking like price will not offer it. My A plus conditions are like everything, every part of my mind is together, not doubting the setup. That's why I love my breaker block setup. When I see it and I see it with the exact same signature, I know, okay, price is gonna go there and I can execute without any hesitation. But here, okay, my mind is thinking like, okay, price can probably go above it, above the inversion. We got a lot of fair value, probably it will reject. So yeah, in a scenario like this, I don't do it. Touch the 50-minute bull breaker from Friday and took off. Yes, like this one. On Nasdaq, this was the trade of the day. Like if someone was pushing button here, he's rich. He's rich by now. Like 200 points on PM session. That's crazy. And in a straight move, okay, some people are gonna be like, okay, trolling me that I never saw a PM session like this. I saw it, but look at the deliveries. Aggressive, one-sided, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna do that. Price is respecting this inversion though. I didn't make any money. It's okay today. Not every day is a trading day. So let's see if price comes down. We got sell side liquidity down here. Yeah, someone told me like we are coming down here. Like here when price was like basically here, clearing out these equal lows. I think it's Emir, right? Yeah, well done, G. Like you predicted price is gonna come down here. What I was thinking, like price cleared out equal lows, strong equal lows. Bias was bearish, right? But I was thinking price would return back to the premium before dumping again. It didn't happen. Price just basically like, look at this delivery of the day, like the cleanest delivery in today's trading, from today's trading. Is so clean. Look at the AM session. This is what we got on AM session, and this is what we have now on PM session, right? Okay, so inversion, price respected this inversion, right? The inversion was from this 50-minute chart. Do you guys see it? Why this inversion was powerful? The folks who don't know it, I'm talking to you. Because of the order blocks that we have here, this was a strong PD area, right? This was a bullish PD area. This was an order block with a fair value gap, but price didn't respect it. That means what? Price went below it, and now you can use the same fair value gap as an inversion. It will be very high probability. That's why you only saw me marking this one, nothing else above it, although we had like a breaker here, but I didn't mark it. This was the move. Like these are small little signature from price, folks. Okay, how will I know that this inversion will work or this fair value gap will turn out to be a high probability inversion? That's how you know. These are small little jumps, but very effective. When you have order block with a fair value gap, price should respect it. we expect to see price respecting, but if price is not doing that, going below this fair value gap, we will continue to go lower and we'll get support from the inversion as well, so resistance. And that's what we did here so far. Let's see if price comes down here. We are trading inside 250 to 310 macro. Okay, let me check if I get any opportunity. Do I see any breaker? Let's go to 15 second. I don't see any breaker. Okay, on 15 second though, I see this this swing high. Now what I would like to see, like price coming up, clearing out this swing high, and then respecting the inversion again, and then going down. If I see it price doing, then I think I will engage. Price is not in my favor. Just straight going towards sell side. Sell side liquidity down here. We have new week opening gap nearby. Really? Okay, let me check. Okay, so yeah, we have one right here. What is this? It's a new day? Probably. If you measured the consolidation before open this morning and assume that was the CE, you project price to the daily BC. Amir, I was expecting price coming all the way up here, hitting this fair value gap long before. When we started trading on December, that's what I was expecting on December. Price coming up here. This was always my target. But the way I see market is like for price to reach at this fair value gap, price will have to fail these order blocks, and that's what it did. Price failed these order blocks. Now it's reached for this weekly fair value gap. Does it make sense? Because there was a little reason for that consolidation to happen at that level earlier, other than an assumed dealing range. Yes, probably, but I have no idea what you're talking about. ICT knew to be short. He was just in the wrong session. Okay, I think you were talking about Tanya's. Yeah, I was watching her. Mentor was teasing her. Okay, he never will tell you if he's taking a trade. That's something that I know from him. Not like giving you signal the way he did today, like I'm short. I've been watching him for like 3 years. In 3 years of history, I never saw that. So it was a troll. She pushed the button, and after that, like he came and started talking like, okay, I'm short. Like, bro, come on. Like if ICT is coming on my stream and then I'm on, like, suppose in a bullish trade, and you're telling me I'm short, see like how frustrated it will be, because it's coming from your mentor. Yeah, me too. Me too. We all were jealous. Like, we all want to see our mentor here watching us. I was watching Dodge's stream as well, and he was like, why didn't ICT show up on my stream yesterday? Anyway, so I don't see, folks, anything. Okay, the things that I want to see, a breaker basically inside my macros, I don't see it. It's a different model. It's not my model. Who is Dodgy? He's on Twitter. He's not DOGJI. It's not that. So let's see. I'm still gonna trade. I'm enjoying it so far. Tape reading. So do you guys want to see me continuing, like looking for a trade before we close our market today? Do you guys want me to continue the stream? If so, let me know in the chat and we'll see. 303. Hell yes. Okay, we are doing it. That's what I need. If I have like 10 watchers, I'm good. So we cleared out the sell side liquidity and like beautiful respect of if I have to be honest, I will say like price basically respecting PDA fair value gap with order block. That's what I told you guys before. The price is respecting it beautifully. And here, as you can see, like price did respected this order block with fair value gap, and then it went down. But this is not my model. This is not what I want to see, and it's still going lower. Now that's beautiful. Like look at this fair value gap. This fair value gap are getting respected again and again with order block. The same logic being respected multiple times on Nasdaq. Like look at this. We got order block, fair value gap respected, order block, fair value gap respected. Yeah, so many scenario today on this PM session, right? Okay, we cleared out one of the major sell side liquidity. Now I think let's see if it retraces back to the premium though. I see equal highs. I see the trend line liquidity going on here, but it's again 50-50. Trend is bearish, like heavily bearish. This is unfortunate for me. I was just telling somebody why I thought breakout trading was a bad idea. Lol. Breakout trading was a... What do you mean breakout trade idea is bad? It's not bad. Like it doesn't matter what model you are using. If you are a trend continuous trader, if you follow the trend, it's okay, you will be profitable. If you are breakout trader, you will be profitable. Price gives every single opportunity every single day. Just to find out what suits you better. What I found out, breaker suits me better, and I stuck with it. This is not what I do, order block with fair value gap, but this is what I learned from my mentor. That's what I can spot it. This is unfortunate for me. I was just anyway, we cleared out the sell side liquidity. Now let's see if price gives a chance of entry. This right here, my friends, I want to see it becoming an inversion. I want to see this fair value gap becoming an inversion. If it does, we will have a market structure shift, because look at this is a new week opening gap, I believe, or I don't know, like if it's a new day. Okay, yeah, it's a new week opening gap. So if price is going above it, that means what? Price already cleared the major sell side liquidity. Now if it's going above it, closing a candle body above this new week opening gap, is changing its trend from bearish to bullish, and we know that the change in trend happens after price clears out strong liquidity levels, right? Dude, you don't pay attention to end dogs. Who told you? So I do pay attention to new week opening gap, new day opening gap. It just I don't mention it because I have other monitors up there where I can see it. It's a common knowledge, like how to use new week and new day opening gap, right? This is going to the next volume imbalance 13 December on NDX. Okay, let's take a look on dollar, because Nasdaq is not giving me a good idea where price is going. So I'm gonna take a look on dollar. Here dollar is okay, dollar's bullish. We got this swing high up here on dollar. So yeah, if this is happening, then we are still bearish on Nasdaq. But there's still a chance for price to reverse after dollar clears out this equal high. Let me double check if we have any other PD area on higher time frame. Okay, we got it. We got the new day opening gap, right? So if dollar is going lower towards sell side liquidity from this price level, then I think a change in trend on Nasdaq is possible. Yeah, so we are clearing out this equal high, sorry, buy side liquidity, and then hitting the new day opening gap. And look at the liquidity levels that price has here. a lot, right? So now I'm gonna wait, and this is gonna be the last trade that I'm gonna tape read and watch with you. Let's see what happens. Looks like NQ taking the next 4-hour swing low. Yeah, probably 4-hour swing low. Where is it? This one. Yeah, I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna chase the price, and I'm gonna trust in the process and what I believe that will work. Price returning back to the premium before going down again. So that's what I would like to see. Love from India, bro. Thank you. Thank you. What's the time now in India? Is it like I think it's night, right? Uh, 1:40. Really? 1:40 p.m. 1:40 a.m. Midnight. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's a.m. It's a.m. Okay, so see, dollar reversed and NQ as well. So seems like we have a good guess here. 30-second. Let's go. Okay, 15:10. Come on. That's what I now that everything's aligning, now my timing is not aligning. We are above, like outside of the macro, right? And what I was telling you guys, like 250 to 310 is possible for us to do something. Like the only opportunity that I see here is like pushing button early, expecting this breaker will go higher without any other confirmation. But anyway, we were right calling the market lower on dollar from this new day opening gap, right? Price cleared out the equal high, buy side liquidity, hit the new day opening gap, and it came down exactly where these equal lows. Okay, let's see if price provides me opportunity here. If it's coming down to this breaker here, or probably like this one, I'll think about executing with a very narrow stop loss. So yeah, I'm gonna take the risk down here. Now let's see. Okay, yes, 9:10 p.m. in Holland. Yeah, thank you for watching me like so midnight, right? Pune, where is it? Never heard of that place. Damn, like I was also right calling the market towards buy side from this fair value gap as well. Now I'm gonna wait. I'm still gonna wait. Okay, the thing that I believe is high probability, I'm gonna wait for that signature in price rather than jumping in the trade early and then regretting later on, right? So I'm still gonna wait, and we are trading basically outside of the macro. I wanna see price getting inside the macro and then probably like getting support from this breaker here. So we hit this fair value gap. Come on, why are you not doing it inside the macro? Right? I can see the setup, but that means what? If I'm taking it now, I'm breaking the very rule of my trading is like without time, I'm not engaging. This is the way I see this kind of scenario is like market is testing my patience. Like it's doing it early, and I'm expecting the same thing, price hitting this breaker, then going towards buy side liquidity inside like 15, 20 to 40, but it's not happening. From Kenya, 11:10 p.m. I'm from Idanwi. Where is that? Anyway, the last hour of trading, so expected slow movement. Dollar is still bearish, folks. Okay, we changed our trend after we hit this new day opening gap. We got breakers here. Did we hit the breaker? I think we did, right? And we also generated more and more equal lows. So I think I'm gonna engage. I'm still gonna wait for price, but I believe price to get inside the macro. But every signature tells me this is a bullish scenario towards buy side. Like, look at here, we got this breaker. As long as this breaker is not failing, what do I mean by that? But price is going above it. We are good on Nasdaq, calling market higher. So I'm gonna wait for price to get inside the macro. And why am I so confident to call the market higher? Because for that to understand, you will have to look at dollar. Dollar, when it was going for this breaker, right, it generated more and more equal lows down here. That means what? Strong sell side liquidity. So once price gets back to the premium, it will always come back to the discount level to clear out strong liquidity levels. See the movement? Yeah, every single time market tests me with something like this, like giving me the entry before I was expecting, or not giving it to me at all, I don't feel anything. That's how it is. That's how trading is. Trading should be boring. And like, to some of you who are new, you won't understand why missing out a trade and not feeling anything is important. Because if I'm pushing the button here from this level, right, I'm breaking my rules. That's the very thing. My rules say what? I'm not gonna be engaging before price is inside the macro. If it was like 19, 15, 19, I would have thought about it, engaging. But look at the time. It's way before the macro that I think is a high probability. But this was the narrative. I told you guys before that we got a breaker here on 30-second chart. And this was the breaker. We got a fair value gap as well, right, inside the breaker. So price came down. See from where price exactly reversed. And look very close, folks. Okay, now I'm showing it to you on 30-second. It doesn't matter because the same price action will repeat inside 1 to 5 hourly 4-hour chart. Okay, price came down, right? See, there's no equal lows that price generated. Price cleared out basically every single strong liquidity. It had buy side liquidity in a form of equal highs. That means what? A strong liquidity. So price had strong liquidity on Nasdaq towards buy side liquidity, towards buy side, and dollar had strong liquidity towards sell side. And so from basically right here, we call the market with very precision, and we stick with our rules, right? The thing is, I didn't make any money here. I would have, like, if price was still hovering inside here, like suppose now or like 1 or 2 minutes after. Oh, that's why I don't like PM session. I don't trade it basically. And I love AM session, especially the 920 to 940 macro, because it's so obvious where price is going at that time. So do you guys understood? The main point of me streaming and talking is like to make you understand what I'm believing will happen. So do you understood the logic that why dollar should move lower from this level, then why it should move lower from this one, and why Nasdaq should keep pushing higher, right? That's how you do it. You predict the reversal that is coming on dollar. You predict the trend on NQ, on indices. Dollar is mother of all pair. And there's another one, okay? There's another one way cleaner than dollar. This is something that I'm gonna show you guys inside my mentorship. US 10-year bond chart. They move just as opposite, but this right here gives a long-term bias, a very clean view on long-term bias. I'm just gonna give you a little bit of hint for you to make sense, like why you should look at US 10-year bond. It's same as dollar, but way better, way cleaner. Now I'm gonna take you on dollar chart. Look at the delivery on dollar. Isn't it choppy? Now look at the delivery on US 10-year bond. Isn't it what I taught you guys with the breaker? This is the breaker, right? Fair value gap, price hit it. So freaking cool price action. And all you have to do is find out, because why I keep an eye on US 10-year bond is like dollar is sometimes choppy. You don't know, like I get confused on dollar, but I never do that on US 10-year bond. It's like once it clears out the premium liquidity, it will straight go down for the sell side liquidity, and the movement happens straight with speed. Like look at this. I'm not trading on this pair. I'm using it for what? Bias, right? So this gives me a good idea where price will potentially go on higher time frame on Nasdaq, and that's how I was able to call market on higher time frame many times with a great deal of precision in my last previous couple of streams. If you guys have been watching me, you know that probably I didn't get a chance to trade or engage in a trade, but I was ultimately right in the direction of the market. That's how I do it. So now here, and also, okay, there's another thing. You can also use IPTA on US 10-year bond chart, and that gives you a great deal of idea when indices will see a major trend reversal. Okay, so if I put the IPTA here, okay, let me do it, indicators, anchored IPTA, and the market structure shift. Look at the date again. When did it happen? 1st of November 2023. So as I told you guys that the new market structure shift that will happen, it tends to happen inside this 60-day period. Now, how do I trust that price will reverse inside this 60-day period? Because of experience, because I saw it many times happening on price. They move opposite. US 10-year bond moves opposite to indices. So do you guys see what I'm telling you here? All you have to do is find out. Now the price is going for the 60-day extension. All I will have to do is find out like a bullish PD area inside the 60-day price range. So this is where my eyes goes. These order blocks, right? Price also has a swing low down here. So probably like price will come down here, and when it's coming down here, it will be inside the 60-day period when we expect to see a trend in reversal happening. Makes sense? Now look, I'm gonna show you how clean it is, how awesome it is in terms of giving the bias. You know, that's the main learning. That's what you should learn first, like understanding DOL, drawn liquidity, where price is going. Are you using paid version of that indicator? I have no idea, because I basically got these from free from him. 2 degrees. I have multiple indicators from him that are premium, so I have no idea. I think it's not premium though. I think it's free. ICT anchored IPTA ranges from 2 degrees. I think it's free. So see, I'm gonna show you on, okay, I want to show it on daily chart on Nasdaq. I'm gonna hide the drawings. Now look at here, okay? If you can predict the reversal on US 10-year bond chart, the main reversal on daily chart, you are predicting basically the same thing on Nasdaq. When you align both of the, I'm not gonna go deeper into these topics, but this is what happens. Look, we are not expecting a market structure shift now, a major one, because we know that the real market structure shift happens inside the 60-day period. Now I'm gonna put the same logic here, the same IPTA theory on Nasdaq, and Nasdaq will tell the same thing. Okay, the folks who are thinking like, okay, the market structure shift happened, Wednesday is the high. It's probably not. Okay, because we didn't make the high week like all-time high. And how can I know that price will make all-time high? That's how you learn. See, price is not inside the 60-day period on US 10-year chart. Price is not inside the 60-day period on Nasdaq chart. So once they go inside there, they will turn out to be like we will see the reversal. And when will price go inside the 60-day period? Probably after clearing out, when it's clearing out this buy side liquidity from here, right? This is our all-time high. So it's possible for price to go higher because we still have days left where we know price will have a major market structure shift. And this is where, this is our inside this period. Everything else is just price returning back to the discount, going for the premium. There are more rules to it. It gives, IPTA gives like so much precision deciding like the bias. Does it make sense? Look at here, and another sauce that I'm gonna drop, folks. Okay, you won't see any other person talking about it, and it's good that there's not many people listening to me. US 10-year bond chart will always respect order block and breaker. It's so freaking cool. I'm gonna show you guys that like it always respect the same thing. And you are looking at US 10-year bond chart on daily chart. Okay, you are not going to the 4-hour. Always keep an eye on daily chart. That's what will give you a long-term bias. Now look at here, we got order blocks, right? These are bearish ones. So if you don't know, in case if you don't know, let me mark it. Okay, I think you guys understand. These are bearish order blocks. Now look at this one as well. Bearish order block, price closed the candle body below it, came up, hit the order block. Same thing, folks, throughout the whole life. Your whole life will see the same thing. And how can I use it in my own like benefit? That's how you do it. If you know price will reject from this order block, you are predicting what? A trend continuation on Nasdaq. We are not trading here, but here, and that's why we are using this 10-year bond chart with IPTA, and that's how we know if price is still gonna push higher or it will have like a trend. What do I say? Like a change in trend. Does it make sense? Does it make sense, folks? I think it should make sense because I told you in a very simple way. That I know this is the simplest way in my mind to explain this. There's more to it. There's more rules, like price will go back to the premium. If it's delivering market maker sell model, price will return back to the premium inside the 40-day. So what people think is that yes, ICT, our mentor, teaches that. Yeah, you can. I'm gonna show you. Where do you think I learned it? I always give credit to the person who made my dreams come true. So you go to his channel ICT and you type on YouTube. You go on YouTube and this is what you type. IPTA. Okay, this is, here it is. And this is the lecture, ICT mentorship core content. I'm gonna share the link in case you don't find it, and this is very important. He talks about 10-year bond chart inside core content, but not the way that I showed you guys, using with IPTA. But if you watch the IPTA recording that he did, you'll basically get an idea, a good idea, like what he's talking about and how you can implement IPTA to know long-term bias. And that's how we know, I know that price is not gonna change its trend right now because it's not done yet. Then why was I expecting a short from this weekly fair value gap? Because it's one of the strongest PDR and it's in a deep premium, right? So I may not be correct calling the market towards like changing its trend on daily chart, but I probably am correct on calling the market lower on lower time frame, and that's why I always keep an eye on the weekly chart. Like once price hits the weekly PDRA, like suppose a bearish, if you're looking for a bearish trade, you can always drop down to the lower time frame and find a trade idea there. Okay, so this setup seems like turned out to be a losing one. Okay, see, this is what I teach you, like the folks who are my student and basically like our mentor as well. This is what he refers to, not to sell until the equal highs gets taken out. What I want to see most of the time is not there on PM session, so that's why I avoid it. Look at here, I would have thought that price will move higher from this breaker and hunt liquidity up here, because that's what I do. At 9:30 I feel so comfortable if I see a scenario like this, because at 9:30 you can be wrong, but because of the volatility, price will still make you profit. Like suppose price will turn from here, right, and you are targeting, your TP is here, you are executing from the breaker. So all you have to do, learn what price does when it generates strong liquidity like this, and when to execute, from what model to execute. You execute here, you put your take profit here, and it doesn't matter if price is reversing from here or not even reversing, because you got your profit, right? So that's what basically I do. And the best thing about that macro is that you don't even get chance to become emotional. It's happening so fast that you either price is hitting your TP or your stop loss in just 2-3 minutes. Okay, so we generated equal lows. We have a order block here. Again, this is not my model, so should I demo trade it? I think I can demo trade it, right? Okay, wait, this the fair value gap. Okay, let's go. Is it a SMT down here? Because if it's a SMT, we are probably wrong. We are probably wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna take this short. It's a demo account, who cares? Let's go with a stop loss above here and take profit down here. This is not my model, folks. Okay, this is not what I trade. I trade with a breaker, but that's what I see. I see order block, I see fair value gap, price rejected from this fair value gap multiple times. So what I can do here is to put my stop loss just here at this level, and let's take a look on 1 minute chart. Yeah, this is not a SMT. I believe we'll go lower. Damn, it's a SMT. Come on, no one told me. Look at here. Look at here, Dow made a lower low, and look at Nasdaq. Anyway, now it's depends on luck, right? Because we got a SMT down here. Let's see. Now that I see the SMT, I'm gonna minimize my stop loss, because price probably will reverse, and if it's reversing, it should not go above this fair value gap. Damn, so much movement on PM session. Let's see if the SMT is getting broken or not. Turtle, so I will take a partial here. I got 2 contracts, right? I use my demo accounts the way I trade. I'm gonna trade the live accounts. Okay, so 1 partial done here. Now I'm gonna let this one run at 1675. Okay, where's my execution marks? Okay, right here. See, it was completely it was completely out of luck, folks. I'm not gonna consider this as a as an A plus trade, because this is not my model. When I engage here, I told you guys this is not what I prefer. I engaged because trend is bearish and price was respecting order blocks multiple times, right? I saw the whole PM session price respected the order blocks. So this was basically the reason. I think I'm happy with if I'm closing it here. 100 ticks, that's a lot. Now the price moved in my favor. I'm gonna put the stop loss here. Now you can ask me, HYDRA, are you showing off with this stop loss, or what's the logic behind it? The logic is that price already went so down, right? It was so near to clear out this liquidity level, right? That's why I was not expecting price to return back up and going, like, even hitting this rejection block. Doesn't matter if it was a paper trade. Like, I don't get it. Like, what's up? The thing that I'm doing on my paper trading account, the same thing I will do on my live account. What's the difference? Right, so we had like a very nice trade from here to here and then here. So the noobs, they won't learn anything from here. They will be like, okay, this is a demo trade. But what I learned personally is that price respected this breaker, and I was able to identify the real resistance here, right, from this fair value gap and the order block. So something to put in my journal, because this is experience. Noobs, they don't see it as an experience. I see it as experience. Later in life, later in time, I will convert this experience into real money. Now, does it make sense? Okay, so yeah, close it. Yeah, I closed it right here. See, I didn't get greedy. I'm still gonna trade. Okay, I'm still gonna look for a setup inside like 1550, stuff like that. Okay, inside that's our last macro of the day. Did anyone took it with me? I don't know if anyone did, or even before me, because price basically came up, hit this fair value gap, and then went lower. If it was like a plus setup with a breaker, I would have taken it on my live account. I'm doing paper trading because this is a time zone where I don't trade. This is a time zone where I don't trade. Okay, so we are still moving lower, and we generated another order block here. Now let's see if this turns out to be a breaker. If this is turning out to be a breaker, we are finally gonna see another shift, and probably price will hunt liquidity all the way up here. But seems like price is respecting it, right? The same thing that happened here is probably gonna happen here as well. Anyone from DT4B? What's that? What's that? DTBT, DT4B. Never heard of it. So let's see if this one turns out to be a breaker, because we are in a deep discount level. And we basically generated so many equal highs, and we didn't clear it out. Like, look at here, this 11 is so clean, right? How do you journal? I journal on Notion. But from next year, I'm gonna use TradeZilla. I heard a lot of cool things about it, and I saw it. It does everything automatically, so I'm gonna move there. For now, I'm doing it on Notion. So probably this is gonna turn out to be a breaker, and we are still trading inside our macro though, right? And I don't see any strong liquidity to our sell side. What I see, strong liquidity towards the buy side. Okay, so where is the strong liquidity? The strong liquidity is here. Why did I mark it as a breaker? I don't know. Anyway, so I want to see price going above it. Above this breaker. All of these up close candles that you see here are our breaker on 30-second. On 1 minute chart, it is a breaker as well. On 1 minute chart is rather more clean. So I'm gonna stick with 1 minute. Will there be a recording? Yes, every session that I do on YouTube is recorded since the beginning. Don't you look for higher time frame bullish IPTA? What do you mean? I look for liquidity levels. And this trade, okay folks, don't think like this is something that I took from my skill. It was short out of gas. Okay, price is bearish and price hit the order block with fair value gap. I know it's a high probability model when we have order block with the fair value gap, and I took the shot. That's why I took it on my demo. If I was trusting this setup and if it was based on my skill, I would have pushed the button on my live funds, which I didn't. So this is not my model. I'm showing you guys again, okay? But it works. And how did I know that it will work? I'm gonna give you some hint. The concept that price is respecting, it will continue to do so. The same concept, okay? We saw order blocks getting respected by price many times here. Throughout this whole drop, price respected these order blocks, right? Look at here, fair value gap, then new order block, then price closed the candles body below here, then got resistance from the same order block towards sell side. That's why I took this short, okay? Okay, so we have our breaker. Are we inside our macro? Come on, like, see, like when I'm getting the trade, good trade idea, it's not even happening inside my macro. It's outside the macro that I predict will become high probability. But anyway, this was the idea, right? I wanted to see price going above this breaker, and trust me, if it was happening like inside like 38 or something, 1538, I would have pushed the button here because I saw the trade coming. Look at the liquidity levels that price has here, equal highs, right? So many equal highs. These are not SMTs, they all made the same thing. So when they all make the same equal high and equal low, it becomes what? A strong liquidity level. And then we got another swing high up here and ultimately multiple relative equal highs up here. Does it make sense? Let me know what I'm showing you and the way I'm calling market, if it makes sense or not. Let me know in the chat, folks. Okay, let's see how many of you are finding it informative. DT4B is YouTube channel from India for SMC HFT patterns. Okay, that's cool. I hope it did, right? And I hoped like this one will happen inside my macro. I do not trade once it like past 40 inside the hour, but seems like price is giving more better setup outside macros today, right? I only got this setup inside the macro, the setup that I don't trust, this order block with this Farrell gap, which is not my model, and this one hit my TP. The one that I trust right here, and didn't I saw it coming? I saw it coming, and now the time is not matching. See, trading is all about being so fucking patient. If I broke my rule here, okay, to some of you, you're gonna be like, okay, HYDRA, why HYDRA is not pushing button even when he can see the trade idea? If I break my rule now, I'll do it again tomorrow. It's always a no break of the rule. Okay, that's how we become impulsive. Can't wait for mentorship. Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca. Mentorship is gonna be very simple though. I'm not gonna introduce to you like anything new the way I did on my 3-day workshop. The mentorship is watching me, calling the market, taking the trade in front of you. That's the thing. That's the mentorship. Okay, the folks who are inside my mentorship, or you are gonna be inside my mentorship, don't expect like I'm gonna teach you something new. I'm not. Whatever I'm showing you here is gonna be the same on my Discord when I'm live streaming. So how will you learn? I'm gonna do the same thing, executing in front of you, calling the market from the levels, and I think this is the best learning. On hindsight, yeah, I get a good idea, but when I call it live, showing you like, okay, this is what price is gonna do, this is what I think, right? It makes way more sense and you learn it way faster if you are doing it on your own. So another good call, I'll say like this was a good call, even though I didn't take it, but you guys heard me saying, talking about it like price, I want to see price activating the breaker, and it didn't happen inside the macro though. This is our last trade, folks. Okay, as I told you guys before, this is our last trade of the day. Usually, not all the time, price presents a breaker. Put it on your notes. 1550 to 1610, basically like 350 to, what's the time now? Yeah, 350 to 410 provides a good breaker setup. Usually price will shift its trend on lower time frame inside the time period, and before it closes for the day, it will just return back to the premium or the discount level according to the price delivery. So if price was delivering bullish, then at 350 to 410, price will return back to the discount, and that's where we'll see price closing, because we are close to the closing hour, right? And this is the same thing that happens now that we are delivered like what? Sell side aggressively. As soon as we got near to like 1550 macro, we changed our trend, right? So that's what I'm telling you, like it doesn't matter if price is aggressively bullish, you will expect to see price changing its trend inside this last macro, and that's what you look for. If you see it, you engage without a hesitation, you look for high probability targets, and that's it. These models are very simple. And what happened here? Why price reject at 16,782? Why did it reject from where? 16,782. Or from here? Look, price is in a heavy discount. Okay, price basically like cleared out all major sell side liquidity here, and it didn't even return back to the premium, right? It was just delivering aggressively one-sided. So this was the main logic. If price is not returning back to the premium after clearing out a strong liquidity like this, it will return inside the macro that I was talking about. Make sense? Now the noobs will tell me, okay, HYDRA is pepper trading, but this is what I'm talking about, experience. Now I didn't make any money here, but if I keep doing the same thing, I will build a skill on my demo account that I can repeat on my live account without a shadow of a doubt, without like doubting myself again. I can do it, right? That's what gives confidence, and that's why you should be demo trading when you are learning and you are not sure, like, okay, if this setup is gonna work or not. I was not sure if this is gonna work or not. Okay, I saw this equal lows. It was a SMT, which I didn't saw earlier, right? So it was a lucky trade. So sometimes we all get lucky, folks. It's how it is. And the thing is, when you get lucky, you should be acknowledging it, like this is not your skill, like me. Because if you think this is your skill, you will try to do it again, and trust me, that time you will lose. And that will frustrate you out, because now you are not trading with a clean mind, but trading with ego on your side. That I did it before, why am I not able to do it now? See, I'm talking about you. You did that, didn't you? Now this is the equal high, and we became so choppy again. Let's take a look on dollar. Dollar. Okay, so dollar, what happened on dollar? Dollar hit this fair value gap, BPR basically. So BPR, then price respected this BPR, right? And we also got breaker here. I didn't see it. So see, very beautiful respect of the breaker. Price didn't even close a candle's body. Now a question can be asked from you, like, Hydra, why are you not marking everything here? Another question can be like, Hydra, I see ICT marking only the last up close candle here. So what I believe is that, as our mentor told us that everything here is a breaker. But what I found out is that if price is going below 50% of the breaker, that breaker is not as high probability as I'm thinking. What do I mean by that? Like, now I don't have to measure it because I can eyeball it, but at first this is how I was doing it. I measured these order blocks, breaker, and look here, 0.5, right? So I'm gonna put my stop loss, like, suppose below this candle here, and I will wait for price to close a candle's body above the fair value gap, breaker, and then engage. Now look closely, folks. Okay, this concept works every single time. Now you can ask me, Hydra, it's not repeating on my real chart, so what's the point of learning? Because this is the same price action you will see on Nasdaq. If you're putting your stop loss below this 0.5 after price closed the candle's body above the breaker, do you see how better risk to reward is providing you? So small, that means what? You will not get a chance to become emotional. That's the main point of trading, right? Once you become emotional, that causes every freaking problem. Every freaking problem. Yes, I already released a lecture about IPTA inside the mentorship, so you guys will get it today. There are like only 2-3 lectures for now. I'm not gonna make everything available now. Okay, thanks, Hydra. I'm closing down. See you, pal. Okay, probably tomorrow. So if dollar is going higher, this is the destination, as we have equal highs up here. So now let's go to Nasdaq, and Nasdaq basically like went higher. That's what we are expecting, right? That's what we were expecting. So it's the end of the hour. I think I'm gonna close my stream here, folks. I have no interest to tape read anything because market will be now choppy. It will basically do nothing. Even though you are right in the way guessing where market is gonna go, it's it will never worth it, because it's so frustrating here. Look at the delivery here. It's in high resistance liquidity round, right? So that's where we don't trade. Amir, thanks, mate. I had fun. Yeah, you had a nice trade, bro. Like, you call the market from that high, right? Night, mate. Good night. So I'm gonna close it here, folks. Okay. And if dollar, the last thing that I'm gonna say to you guys, that if dollar is pushing higher, and the DOL that I told you guys, if price is basically going up here, and seems like it is because this is an equal high, a question can be made from you, like, how do I know the price will go here? Price can possibly stop at this BPR, right? We got a fair value gap here. That's why you look at liquidity levels. Make sense? If we have strong liquidity levels like this, what do I mean by that? Like equal highs, price will always gravitate towards it after it delivers discount price. It will always come back to this liquidity level. It works every single time with great deal of precision. So if dollar, as I was telling you guys, if dollar is going higher, we'll expect to see NQ pushing lower, right? So something like this. I'm not gonna take this trade. It's just an idea to taper it. Okay, stop loss above this order block. This small candle that you see, if price is coming up and going above it, that's what it should not do. But if it's doing that, you are probably right. Wrong. And you can easily target this one right here. Should I take it? He said let's take it, folks. Okay, we are trading inside 1554 macro, and who cares? This is a demo. Now let's okay, so I think my entry was late. Damn, like I got the idea from here, but see, I should have like executed here. Yeah, take it. Yeah, probably. Let's see, we got breaker here though, but I'm expecting this one failing because price already got support from this breaker once right here. And why am I demo trading it? If I trust this setup, why am I not taking out of my live funds? I don't trust it. Look at the equal highs up here and look at the equal lows. Price has liquidity in both direction. So that's what I do. If I want to take a trade that I don't trust, I basically don't do it on my live account. I demo it just like that, and see, it turned out to be a loss, and now it's in profit again. What's happening? And now that it moved in my favor, I'm gonna trail the stop loss. I thought I'm gonna be taken out anyway. 27 ticks already. Damn, PM is moving so cool today. Damn, I think I should be streaming more PM sessions, right? Let's see, folks, what happens here. Our stop loss is at a logical level. Price already mitigated the orders from here, so it should not come back up here. So very small stop loss and very good risk to reward, right? Basically I was risking what, 43 ticks to get what, 100, it's more than 2 hours. And stop loss at a logical level. Price, if it's returning back up here, I'm probably wrong because we got a fair value gap here, right? We also got equal highs up here. That's why I didn't trusted it. If suppose price cleared out all the equal highs and then it's dropping, I would have trusted it. Now, do you guys understand the logic? Have you got DOW open on your screen? No. No, basically. I'm not looking at anything other than this 30-second because I'm not taking any trades on my live funds. So why stress myself when I know that I'm not gonna make money? It's all demo, right? But the thing with demo is that it gives experience. Now, order block. We got our order block here. How did I know that breaker is my model inside specific time periods? Because I was demo trading for months, right? So that's why demo trading is so important. Damn, we got another. I'm gonna take a partial here. One, and let's move it lower. Oh, okay. 100 points again, bro. Come on, I swear I'm gonna taper it like PM session from now on. Like, do you guys see that? Like, this is just out of paper trading. I'm paper trading it, and it turned out to be a profitable trade. Come on. And I hope you guys understood the logic. It wasn't all based on just luck. I was basically predicting dollar as well, right? Dollar going higher. Didn't you guys heard me calling, okay, why dollar should go here? I explained everything. And now we got a good trade idea from here. Emir, I told you, man, bear market. Yeah, probably. We'll see it tomorrow, Emir, okay? If I'm streaming, we'll see like if we are changing the trend. So I hope to see you there tomorrow. This guy here, folks, had 2 great calls. like calling the bias towards sell side, then calling the exact level where he's thinking price is gonna go. So congrats on that. This is a skill that takes a lot of time to build, so I will always appreciate if someone is doing that. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be it for today, folks. Okay, I hope you guys found my stream insightful. We took 2 entries. It was on demo, but as I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna do the same thing on my live account. It doesn't matter if it's a paper trade or if it's a live account, because this is the skill that I have, right? And the skill, now that I have it, I'm gonna repeat the same skill again. So with this saying, folks, never feel guilt like you are demo trading. Never do that, because the folks who don't demo trade, they will move on from stream to stream, and in their whole life they will learn nothing. Trust me, that's why they're watching my stream. You don't want to watch my stream, okay? And I want you not to watch my stream after some time. I want you to be perfect with independent. Does it make sense? These are powerful words. And first, to leave that moment like you are trading independently, you will first have to believe in yourself that you can do it independently. If you are coming on my stream thinking about, okay, I'm gonna take the setup with him, what are you doing? That's what you should not do. Anyway, seems like I'm enjoying the talk today, but I'm gonna close it here, folks. Okay, and I'll probably will come back tomorrow at 8:30. Let's see if we have news tomorrow. Let's see. I'm gonna give you guys the exact time so that tomorrow is Thursday, 8:30, right? 8:30 we have GDP. Yeah, I'm gonna come at 8. 8 is good because I want to tape read the news release with you all, right? Does it make sense? Okay, I will try to predict the news release, and that's what we'll do tomorrow. Our high probability macro tomorrow is 8:50 to 9:10. Why? Because we got news at 8:30, right? So I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock, and until then, folks, trust in yourself and be patient. Peace.